riding all over. Yeah, speaking of the airport. So we just got back in town as well. As you know,
Yeah.
we got back from Cancun. Got in about 6.
Yeah.
About 5:30, and finally
Home
got
by
home. Got home about 7 or something like that.
6:30.
Yeah. That was actually our first time there in the airport. What'd you think of it?
I thought that I was in a different city.
Right?
Because I remember the airport, like being real little, and you got to squeeze in, even though I'm fat now, but you have to squeeze in to get through people, and it was like, holy cow. I mean,
Yeah.
and then you get there, and it's like, oh.
Yeah. It was like that for us. So like this year, 2024, I've been to the airport at least 6 times, just dropping off, picking up.
Yeah.
Dropping off, picking up. The furthest I made it in, well, I did make it in because my mom was going to El Paso, so I had to take her in the wheelchair because she wasn't going to walk that whole way from
That's a lot.
from where you go in and you have to walk all the way to the terminal. It's far. So I was at least able to, walk her all the way through, drop her off, say, hey, you guys got her? Because I got to go. And so, that was cool. And that was about the furthest. That was just really quick. And then, so this time we got to check it out, look around, see what's there.
It's amazing.
It's good. It's really, really, really nice. And I think the first time that that time that I saw it, I was like, this is what an airport should look like compared to what we had.
But there was something special about the old one too. You could just pull right up.
It smelled funny.
It smelled funny.
It was really special.
Yeah.
I mean,
It had no food options.
You're right.
It was-
I remember a Burger King.
yeah, upstairs. Remember?
Yeah,
You gotta
that
go
burger, and then it was maybe a bar downstairs.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you go in and then you think, okay, well, I'm just going to go to my gate and I'll get a snack or something. No, it's like
Like a
expired,
newsstand type
expired
thing in there.
chips and curdled milk or something. Yeah, it was bad. It was pretty bad.
So yeah, and then I lost a nice pair of glasses there. My prescription glasses at the old airport. That's where I lost my Adidas.
I thought you meant now.
No. Here we see it. No, we took your sister a year or two ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I freaking left because my mind wasn't right leaving my daughter there.
So when I
You're
worked,
blaming that on the airport?
And so,
I know, right?
of course, I am.
well, yeah, can be your fault.
I'm guessing you probably never even followed up, did you? You didn't call.
He
you
saved
didn't-
until the very end to
Yeah.
say, I left them there.
No, he just kept saying, Sandy, where's my glasses?
Yeah.
That's what I do. I can't find my socks half the time, so I don't even wear them. So a few years ago, I worked for Home Depot, and I was a national trainer. So I traveled. I was in 2 cities a week a lot of times. So I was all over the place. And the new Kansas City airport, it ranks up there with the best of them.
Is it?
I mean, I'm in Atlanta all the time because I fly Delta, and everything from Florida goes through Atlanta. So Atlanta's obviously the busiest airport in the country. And it's like, it's wide like that. It's like Kansas City, a lot of food options. But the new airport definitely rivals.
Cool. And it's really inviting.
Yes.
Once you arrive, once you're here, the first thing people should say was, "Oh, this is cool."
Yeah.
And this is what we're going to expect when we hit the city, when we hit downtown. We're going to see this barbecue spot and this sandwich shop and these stores and then all this Casey Chief stuff and Royal stuff and sporting. Yeah, so it's like I said, it's really inviting.
That's one of the first things that Taylor said when we got there. She goes, "Look at all the barbecue here." And, it's like, yeah, she's ready to move back. And I was like, it's cold.
But so we did this flying thing, and I think I even said this. We talked about this on an episode once before. How in the hell do planes fly this big ass bus on wing? I'm still amazed by it.
I try not to think about that when I'm in the plane,
Right?
Because it makes you a little nervous. But
and I'm sitting there I was at the window looking on the way home, looking out, and I'm like, if this wing was to fall off, or what would really, really happen? And then, of course, from Cancun home, we're flying an hour and a half over the ocean, right?
Yeah.
So it's just, so we made sure the door was shut, and it was hot. Freaking window was hot.
What was that sound?
I had the window going down. Took advantage of being able to look outside and all. Can I have the window going back? Sure. Why? To only have the shade down the whole time? Come on.
That's because he wanted to make sure the wing didn't fall.
I guess. I don't know.
There's a gremlin on the wing of the plane.
Yep. And what was the movie?
What movie?
The black.
Twilight Zone.
There you go. The Twilight Zone. Where that creature was sitting. on the wing.
I was like, movie, the TV show.
Yeah, but that's at night, though. I don't think,
Oh, it only happens at night. Goblins only come out at night.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got a higher chance of dying or getting in a car crash than anything
Yep.
on a
Exactly.
I know that's what's weird. Though. I mean, yeah,
Well,
it's
if you
understandable.
ever been to Florida, have you ever driven on the roads in Florida?
yeah,
He's
yeah.
1,000% correct.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it's nuts. I'd rather
We-
fly.
yeah,
Mm.
really.
No, it's crazy.
Yeah, we drove down to Florida, Destin, years
Oh, North
years
Florida?
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I lost my match against the Sun.
No, yeah. I
Sun
bet you.
just kicked my ass because you being here.
Yeah, it's different.
It's different, and I didn't really. I was like, I don't even. All the kids with Sandy would rub them down and get the lotion. I'm like, I'm good. I don't burn. I fucking was burned like a baked. I look like a baked potato.
It looks.
Because here, all he did was just get darker and darker
Right,
and
right.
darker.
I remember, man. We used to call. You were like a black guy.
Yep.
When we played softball together, you were the color of your sweatshirt.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, it was. Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Big Modcast.
We are the Big Modcast.
We are the. We are the
I'm
too liberal with
do what?
No, it wasn't
those,
me.
liberal
It was
with
Chris.
the use of sound effects.
No, use more.
We need more sound effects. Sorry, you guys can't hear the sound effects on that side. Yep. I am your host, Mario Garcia, Big Mod. This is my host, my co-host, my son Marcos. We got the EP sitting in the chair as always. Chris running the switchboard. Sandy's joining with us.
Good morning.
And you know what? Before I introduce our special guest, Chris, can you go ahead and play our ads?
This episode is sponsored by Goal Fire Protection. With over 26 years of fire sprinkler experience, Goal Fire Protection has built our livelihoods on established relationships and providing quality fire sprinkler systems. From retrofits, remodels, service, repairs, new installation, and inspections, simple to the extreme, we can help you every step of the way. No job is too small or too big for our knowledgeable crews. For your free estimate, call 913-441-3390 or email us at gochoa@goalfireprotection.com.
This podcast is sponsored by Quinn Concrete Construction. The company motto, no job too big or too small. Whatever your concrete need is, they have the experience and the professionalism to ensure a quality job every time. For a free estimate, call 913-279-1448. That's 913-279-1448 and ask for Joe Quinn. And then, of course, the other one we got ER Lawn Care, Robert. It's Robert and Emilio Garcia.
He's still doing that, huh?
He's still
Yeah.
still kicking it. He's still doing it.
for
He's-
him.
We're
he's
back.
got a lot-
Oh, he knows we're back. We
Yeah,
just
I know,
talking
Chris.
about.
Yeah. So
Yeah, please go ahead, everybody. You can hit that like bell. Look out for future notifications. Look for all new episodes and media coming out. Find us on every
Platform.
social media platform. Thank
Social
you.
media
Look at us for the Big Modcast.
thank you, son. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our guest, Mr. Mike Bias, aka Gerald.
That's right. Everybody in Kansas City knows me as Gerald.
Yeah. Okay, now I have to know which one's your first name, which one's your middle name?
Gerald-
Or
it's
did you
Gerald
just make it
Michael.
up this whole time?
Well, when you leave, you may have to change your name sometimes, but that's not why.
Okay.
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
Gerald Michael. So
Well, thanks for clearing that up because I was going to ask you, what did you do here that you had?
there's no doubt.
There's a reason you had to go to Florida.
Right.
Yeah. No, how you been, bro?
I'm good, man. I am really good. I'm glad to be back here, even though it's cold outside.
Yeah.
But
it's
Hey, this is not cold. It's getting up to 50-something degrees. I mean, it could be worse.
it could be
they're
worse.
freezing.
You're correct. Yeah. And
Yeah.
she and my daughter, we're here for the Chiefs game for Sunday night, and
Yeah.
and she wanted it to be worse. She wanted to watch
Oh,
the game in a
experience.
blizzard.
Oh,
And I'm like,
So did you bring a coat or did you plan to buy a coat here?
Oh, I didn't bring anything.
Oh, okay.
yeah, she thinks she's tough.
She's
She
like,
is-
damn, I could have went home with
She's
a giant coat.
She's kind of like you when you went to the beach in Florida.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
Yeah.
But then it's not going to be that bad. Thank goodness.
yeah, yeah.
But I mean, the wind does blow in Arrowhead, so it does get,
it does.
it just creates like a tunnel.
That's why you tailgate.
So have you?
Yeah.
Were you Chiefs before you left? Did you go
Oh, yeah.
to the games before?
I did. I actually worked for that MCI company that does all the security there.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually ran the third level on the same side we're on the Chiefs side of the field.
Oh, okay.
So I did that. I did the KU games, the KU basketball games, which was cool.
Oh, okay.
And then some concerts like down at the Uptown and Midland theaters. I did a lot of concerts there. So
Yeah.
Looks like you're looking at a high of 58 and a low of 41
see,
on
that's
Sunday.
that's
not
almost
good.
perfect for
That's not bad at all.
December
Football,
in
yeah.
Kansas City.
Really.
Not even freezing.
Yeah, that's great.
What a robbery.
Jesus loves me.
Sorry, you're not going to get the cold weather you were hoping for.
Jesus loves me.
Are you going to go in shorts?
I'm not going to go in
Oh,
shorts.
I was gonna say, I think that's all you brought, right? Richard?
No. I just, like I said, I'm trying to hang on to this as long as I can because I know when we land back, like I told you earlier, it's going to be 80 degrees. So that's the way wintertime is supposed to be. You're supposed to put Christmas lights on your palm trees, and that's the way I've been used to for the last 20 years. So that's the way
Is that not boring? I feel like
It
that's
is
boring.
not.
I mean, we've said that. I've said that before. I always think I'm glad we live at least central. That way we have every season according to when it's supposed to be that season. So a hot Christmas, it just feels.
So the seasons are extremely overrated. Actually, because it's
No, you know what? Maybe you need to bring the family to KC during every single holiday.
everything.
Yeah, let's just do
Every
Halloween
season?
every season. Okay, yeah,
Every
just
season?
back and forth. Yeah, just,
Yeah. Well, listen, Halloween. I remember growing up once, and we couldn't trick or treat because it snowed so much. So
Holy cow!
yeah,
That didn't
exactly.
happen often, though.
It didn't happen often. But
Yeah. Once
I
a
mean-
great while. Obviously, that's what's stuck in
I
your
remember.
brain, though.
Yeah, like here lately, it's been like cold.
Yeah.
it starts getting really cold. I mean, I remember times when I was a teenager, raining.
Yeah.
But that didn't stop us.
No,
we
it's
just.
We were
but then,
motivated by candy, man. That's
Yeah, and you would think that's what it would do today, but it's not.
No.
People just rather stay home and Uber candy to their houses now.
we
Yeah.
were talking about it driving around yesterday when we were coming up 635 to go to the hotel, and we passed where Indian Springs Mall used to be.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, when I was a teenager, I worked there in Radio Shack in there.
Oh, that's right.
I'm
Yeah.
dating myself a little bit. That was it. And I was like,
Radio Shack.
I miss that kind of stuff at Christmas time, all the malls and seeing people walking around in the malls and stuff. You don't have that anymore. Everybody just clicks,
No, that's true.
goes
Yeah.
to Amazon
Yeah.
and gets it delivered to their house. I
Yeah.
know because, the Amazon's guys are
So
my
you
house
were
every
you
day.
were working at a Radio Shack, and you'd be looking out the window, looking at those dudes breakdancing over by the
Yeah,
escalator.
it was nuts, man. I mean, and you can go. Were they breakdancing or were they having a seizure at that time? I thought, and
Hard
your,
to tell.
your dad.
Hard to tell.
You want to talk about breakdancing? Your dad was all over that stuff when he was a kid.
I
man.
know.
Oh my gosh.
But you know what the sad part is? I never had a breakdance name, so I was called out by a breakdancer. We had a breakdancer come in, and a good friend of mine, Mark Grado, from he's in Arizona now, and he was like, "Hey, what did we used to call you back in the day?" I was like, "I don't think I had one." He's like,
Yeah.
"Then you weren't a real b-boy. You didn't have a name." I'm like, "Shit."
Now you got to think of one.
Yeah,
Just make up one. Nobody knows.
yeah.
That's
So
fine.
did you ever try when they were doing it? Did you ever?
No.
No, he was carrying our cardboard for us.
Yeah. I was just, yeah.
He had the cardboard on one side and
salt on the other side.
I had your job when he was a breakdancer. I'd bring the stuff in, get it all set up, make him look good, and then
Joe had the cardboard, the boombox. All he had to do was hit play and the linoleum. Yeah.
That's an important role. The guy holding the boombox, it's very important.
look,
Yeah.
if you don't hit that button at the right time, it throws everything off.
Yeah, you're like a DJ. Anyway, do you miss KC?
I do, and I tell people back in Florida, it's the Midwest is a great place to raise a family. And Kansas City's awesome, especially with all the new stuff that's coming around.
Yeah.
Kansas
What do
City.
you think about that? I
It's
mean,
pretty.
We're on the
it's-
rise.
It's
for
awesome, and I was telling them yesterday when we came in, I said that this airport is a direct reflect of Kansas City, how it's growing and getting bigger, and eventually they're going to find somebody to go into the Sprint Center, probably a pro team of some sort.
Patrick Mahomes and his wife are working on
I'm
a
sure.
women's WNBA coming.
See, that's great,
Yeah.
and-
It is. It is
know,
great for the
the more
city.
the merrier.
Being what the Chiefs have done in the last 4 years,
Yeah.
and of course, I mean, before that was the Royals started to win
Right.
14
Yeah.
and 15. So that started to bring stuff up, right? Like
Yeah.
the ruffle the feathers, and then Mahomes comes in and then does his. They're doing their thing, and the city's totally different from what it was when
Yeah.
us growing up here.
They say
And it's awesome.
They say the airport's a result of the World Cup
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
sure.
qualifiers. That's
Which
what-
is
that
next
was part
year.
of the bid that they had to do for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just got to upgrade for
Yeah.
all that.
And what was really cool is they opened the airport right before draft,
Yeah. The NFL draft.
the NFL draft.
Smart.
Yeah, and that was I think that
It was a
was their
smart or
plan.
lucky that they got done in time because you know how construction goes.
Smart.
Right.
They definitely planned that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was cool that they opened it and bam, everybody that was coming in town, it was like, oh hell yeah, look at this,
Yeah.
I don't know if Kansas City is honestly well equipped to handle the World Cup just yet.
It's not. It's just qualifiers.
Yeah,
for
just
it, but,
qualifiers.
Wow.
Small
Well,
games.
listen, I think that if when the Royals won the World Series, obviously I wasn't here, but I was cheering from afar. But
Yeah.
when I saw the parade and I saw
Oh,
what happened
my
at
gosh,
Union
yeah.
Station,
Yeah.
it was 800,000 people.
Yes.
They're equipped. They can handle it.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of those you figure.
Well, I mean, all those people live here. We're talking about the
some of
influx
them.
of people coming in and all the hotels.
Hotels.
yeah,
food,
there had to have been
yeah,
a ton of people come
transportation.
from out of town. You know,
That's true.
but I mean, but that was pretty impressive to see that. I mean, holy cow, you know, and then even this year, you know, the Chiefs are doing their thing, but then the Royals are in the playoffs again, and they won their first series. So
Yeah.
you know, yeah, Kansas City's a great place, but you know, just raising a family here, you know, just you know, I noticed it this morning at breakfast at the hotel. You know, the people at the hotel are, yeah, they're paid to be nice, but you know, they don't always have to be nice. You know, and even the people that were at the hotel are nice and cordial, and
Yeah.
you know, you don't always get that in Florida because we have such an influx of people there. Everybody that lives in Florida, the majority of them aren't from Florida. You know,
Yeah.
they're not. You know, even my wife, she was in Florida since she was like a baby, but she's not from Florida. She wasn't born in Florida, and that's a lot of the Floridians. You know, they just, especially now, even after COVID, you know, because we had a lot of influx of New Yorkers and Michiganders and Ohio people moved to Florida because they wanted to, you know, they thought, oh wow, it's cheaper there, let's go, you know, and then now it's not as cheap as it used to be because of that. But
What part of Florida?
so I live right outside of
Of Orlando?
yeah, just a suburb of Orlando in Maitland, Florida. So I'm about 30 minutes from Disney.
I bet that I feel like that has pros and cons. Obviously, you're dealing with a lot
Yeah.
of tourists and a lot of random people. Coming
Traffic?
It does, yeah. Well, traffic is pretty bad in Florida as it is. But I mean, once you're there, though, you know, you can kind of go around that. You know, you can stay off the roads that get you by that. But it does have pros. The pros are, you know, are having Mickey Mouse there is our number one person. We have about 60 million tourists a year that visit Orlando.
Wow.
Yeah.
And about 25 million go to Disney. So that keeps a lot of our taxes are a lot cheaper because of that. You know, so
But of that time you've been there, how many times have you guys been to Disney World?
actually when the girls were younger, we'd go all the time, because it's cheaper for Florida residents.
Is it?
Yeah, you get discounts and on the passes. You don't have to buy all at once. You know, you can pay for them by the month, so then you can go whenever you want. The same thing with all the parks, with the Universal parks. You know, Universal's building a new park right now as we speak. You know, the Villains or whatever it's called. So I mean, it's insane. There was a thing in the Orlando Sentinel that I was reading online, and it said that you can pick a day and go to an attraction in Orlando, just one day per attraction.
Like the small park within the park?
anything, you know, and it would take you about 84 days to see everything.
Dang.
So if you live in Florida, in that area, and you're bored, it's your own fault.
You're bored.
It's your
Yeah.
own fault.
Yeah.
You know, because we're close to the beaches too. You know, where we live, we're 45 minutes from a beach, 50 minutes from a beach
Okay.
on the
sucks to
the
be
Atlantic side. You know, and we're a little bit far. It does. I mean, but you know,
Anybody worked at
Disney?
Disney?
No,
Nobody got a job there part time? Nothing like that?
No, he's a Disney adult though. He loves Disney.
I am. I admit, and I keep trying to tell my
Disney
wife.
adult?
My wife's
Yeah,
in law
that's what
enforcement.
they're known
Disney
as.
adult, right? My wife's in law enforcement, so I kept trying to push.
You
her.
wear the mouse ears while you're walking around there?
Not at Disney. At home.
Just at
sometimes.
home.
Well,
What hat am I wearing today?
But I tried to get my wife to go to work there, you know, to be a Disney cop, just so we could get free passes.
Right.
Hey,
There you go.
She doesn't like me. She wouldn't do it.
There's a whole process there. They got a jail and everything in
They
Disney
do.
World.
They absolutely do.
Did you guys
Really?
see the new revelation about Disney
No.
and the parks?
No.
Here, I'm going to try and airdrop this to the laptop and see if we can pull it up. The world is convinced that they found a secret hidden meaning behind the names. Can you just pull that on the
Oh, are you
screen,
talking
Chris?
about the land and
Yeah.
studio or world? Yeah, this is so interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
See if it's
Oh.
just in.
L.A.
Yeah. So
Just let it happen.
Okay. Yeah,
if we,
yeah,
unless
Go
we
ahead,
can't
get
pull
that,
it up. Oh, those are all my photos.
I know. I
go to-
know.
let's see what Mark's been up to.
Go to
No,
download.
Chris, it should be.
It came in.
Okay,
and
so
I
close
pressed-
that.
So there's some Halloween pictures. You've missed all
to
of
the
our
Finder.
Halloween parties that we've had.
Go to the Finder down bottom left.
I've seen them online.
Have you seen them? Yeah.
We,
Go to
Sandy
downloads.
made a not a phone book. What is it?
Photo book.
A photo book.
A phone book.
Yeah,
What's a
photo
phone
book.
book, man?
I pressed
What's a
accept.
phone book?
What's a
You're
phone-
right.
a
Yeah.
phone book was
Those don't
this
exist.
thick book that your grandpa used to freaking rip in half when he was pissed off at
Yeah.
the
Hulk
world.
Hogan?
Who was he pissed off at, though, Money?
Yeah, not me.
Yeah.
All right, so we're not finding it. But what they did was they found that in Disneyland and Disney World,
Oh,
they've
yeah,
got the letters for the city that it's in.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Can you see that? I know you're blind.
So
Can't see it.
land. It says so.
So the word land has LA in it, and the word world has ORL in it
So
for Orlando.
L.A., Orlando.
Miss again?
Those aren't prescriptions.
No.
You lost in the airport.
That's right. You think that's legit, or you think that somebody now figured it out?
It seems like something they just figured out now, but like if they did
It's
do
kinda-
that, that's
yeah.
kind of dope.
Pretty ingenious.
So,
Back
so
in
like
the-
I'm really lost. I don't know what the hell we're talking about.
So just
That's okay.
You just
That's okay.
explained it, but
So
you were looking for
well,
glasses.
and
I wanted to see I wanted to see what
The
you
word
had.
land has LA in it, and it's on
Los
the West
Angeles.
Coast.
Okay.
And then the world has ORL in it, and
which
it's in
is
Orlando.
Oh, that's dope. Okay, thanks.
Pure coincidence.
All that.
I appreciate that.
Sandy, you're so lucky.
I really am. I know.
Anyway,
The internet thinks they stumbled upon a
Yeah, of
huge
course.
secret.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Maybe you can guess the next place if you can figure out what fits in another
there's
word.
Disneyland.
Can we try
Tokyo
Worlds of
or
Fun?
something?
I
Yeah.
know, but
Talk about Worlds of Fun.
yeah. You remember Worlds of Fun?
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah. Do you remember the characters? The what? Not the souvenirs. Golly, I'm
Mascots.
The mascots that would walk around there. Do you remember those?
Vaguely.
Yeah. One was like a
Me
giant
too.
raccoon. There was a gorilla.
You know what I remember most about Worlds of Fun? Two things. The Zambezi Zinger. I don't know if that's, you remember that thing? That went
Yeah,
around
yeah, yeah,
circle?
the one- yeah.
And I got real sick every time I did it, but I wanted to ride it over and over. And then the little taxi cabs. Remember the taxi
yeah,
That's still
yeah.
there. Yeah, that's still a big.
Is it still there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
mean,
god. Yeah, that's funny because I remember
I couldn't
riding
even
it
reach
with,
the pedals.
right. I was my mom and I. We got on one of those, and she wouldn't let me drive because I was too young. Because I was too young, and
even though it's on a track
And
and you're not
yeah.
driving.
And so she let me, and it was horrible. And she beat my ass on that thing because it was not fun.
Well, yeah, because you say it's a track, right? But it's back in our day. There was no technology.
Yeah.
You know, so when you hit that bump, it like gives you whiplash.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
time you hit
And
it.
that was the reason why my mom was upset because she kept,
Yeah, exactly.
just.
Yeah, she probably had to go to the chiropractor after.
And then, bam, and then I hit the vehicle right in front. What the heck? And bam, and it goes.
It's a
another
lot like
slap.
when I taught Taylor how to drive a real car. That's what it
Exactly,
reminded me of.
yeah.
That same exact thing.
You should be the best driver in the world if you learn to drive in Florida. Then, right?
Well, you would think.
You would think.
You would think.
Oh man, the way people drive in Cancun. Oh my God,
Yeah.
the guys
Oh,
who
that's
drive
Florida.
the buses and
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do the same thing in Florida. In Florida, they turn their turn signal on. They're blinkers, and it blinks 3 times. And if they're coming, so you got 3 blinks before you get out of the way, or
more
they're
of a
coming.
warning rather than a
Yeah. So
Oh, jeez.
man. But anyway, Thanksgiving, good.
yeah, I mean, it was uneventful because Taylor works at a hospital, and Stephanie, my wife, she's obviously a cop, so they both had to work Thanksgiving. But
You were on
Hospitals
your
are
own.
always open.
yeah, but I went to Jules' house,
Yeah,
and he roasted a whole pig.
yeah. Oh, I got
Did
the
you see that
pictures.
picture?
Yeah.
So that was,
I didn't know if it was a pig or a dog. I was like, what the hell is this?
well, I mean, I'm pretty sure it was. If not, dog's delicious. If it was a dog, it was delicious.
They're eating the dog, they're eating the cats. You gotta be careful. It could be a thing now.
It could be. I mean, maybe next Thanksgiving. But no, it was good. I mean, so and Aaron moved down.
Okay.
So I have Aaron and Jewel down there now. The only ones left up here are Josh and Angel. And Angel's in a mall. So
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
so
fine.
how far are the boys from you? I mean, they're all in the same vicinity. as
yeah.
you
So
guys?
so both of the Aaron and Jewel live closer together. They're about 25 minutes, 30 minutes from us. Not far.
Oh,
Not very
okay.
far.
Well, what are they doing now?
So Jewel works for an HVAC company, and he's like the head tech. He's doing great.
Yeah, that's good.
And Aaron went down there to work for the same company. They opened up a plumbing division, and he's their number 1 plumber. So
Yeah.
Nice.
they're both doing really
Okay,
good.
yeah, because I know he was in the AC, heating and cooling,
Yeah,
and doing that.
yeah,
'cause
yeah. He was working with David.
He would help. Yeah, he would help my dad out if there was times.
Oh.
My dad's AC. Would
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there at the very in 2017. Yeah, there was a time that my dad was sick, and AC went out, and so he came over and rewired some stuff for us really quick.
Yeah, yeah,
Really nice of him to do for us.
yeah.
Right. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool that you got you boys down there as
So
well.
yeah, so I have half my grandkids there, and the other half are not there. So
Yeah.
I mean, I got plenty to spare. So, and then I have another one that's on the way from our oldest daughter, Stephanie's oldest daughter.
Oh, uh-huh.
Yeah, so how old will she be? 25 in November, or she just turned 20?
Just turned 24.
Oh, she just turned 20.
Oh, okay.
When you have as many kids as the
Yeah,
grandkids,
yeah, yeah. So when's the baby due?
January 3rd is the due date.
Oh, it's coming up.
yeah, yeah.
Woo.
Julian.
Yeah,
I ate
so-
dinner with him last night.
Okay, yeah. So that was
Isn't that crazy?
Thanksgiving
It's
here.
nuts, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah,
So we're
And
related.
it is just so crazy to see him because just like Josh.
he's just like
Just
you know,
like
you
Josh.
know what's crazy is he texts me all the time. He'll text me or he'll send me, pictures and stuff. And Grandpa, check this out. And
That's cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
That part of technology is cool because I can stay connected.
And he speaks Spanish.
He does. It's
cool.
funny how I asked him. I said, "Do you speak Spanish to your dad?" He goes, "No, he can't speak Spanish. So it's just his mom.
Yeah.
When he goes to his mom's side. So yeah,
Yeah. And you know she's related to me, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I said
Absolutely.
small world, right?
It is a small world.
All right, so let's get into born and raised in Kansas City.
Yep.
Right? All your life. Where did you grow up? I mean, where did it all start?
So I grew up in the neighborhood we lived in.
Okay,
so Ruby, 1322 Ruby Avenue was my address. So I moved in there. I think I was in 4 years old. I think when we
Okay.
moved in there.
And where were you at before that?
We were over by your house on Lowell.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
I was born at like 12th and Lowell or something like that. I can't remember exact address.
From
but-
born to 4 years old there
yeah.
in Central.
So all in that.
So
same
that's
area.
like me in Armadale.
Yeah.
From born to 5 years old in Armadale.
And then at 15th
just
Street.
went way over the bridge and
Yeah.
ended up in Arlington.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you did the same thing. We had to come over the bridge.
We did.
Get out of the hood to get into the hood.
That's right.
I know you're only just a few years older than us, right?
I'll be 57 in January.
God. Okay.
Okay, it's only a few years. So you guys
Great, you ain't
did.
got to tell everybody.
Oh no, I have
You
lots
can't
of
tell all
stories.
12 of our viewers.
Wait, but wait, but
I have tons
when?
of stories about your husband.
I didn't think you guys were until like
Well, so
older, right? But if you were that close on Ruby, you guys weren't friends from little kids.
Yeah.
we were, but I mean, he lived in a bubble
Oh,
because his mom and dad was very protective of him.
I was the only one
Yeah,
for 9 years.
And then so we would be at Franklin, that
Yeah.
school there.
Oh shit.
We would go play on Franklin all the time, and then he would never come because he couldn't. But when he did come,
Whoa.
he would bring his little remember the go-kart?
Yeah.
And we all wanted to beat him up. We hated him because we couldn't even get close to it. You can't no, you can't even get close to it. So I was like, man. And then we, as we got older, we started playing hide and seek, and so
Remember that war game we
Yeah,
used to play?
yeah.
Oh man, that
Tell
was
me
just-
about his basketball career out there. Was he ever good?
he was very good. He was a really good guard.
You don't have
think
to
I could've
lie.
went
You know what?
pro.
You know what he
Don't have
wasn't.
to lie.
Good, listen. You know what he wasn't that good at? Coaching basketball. Because I
Son of a
remember.
bitch!
I remember.
The last 20 years.
I remember.
It's been a lie.
I remember beating him.
Oh,
Remember down in Armadale?
Oh, when you had the
Yeah, but I had Del Hurt, which was like I don't know. He was like at that time he felt like he was
Oh,
like
yeah.
7'2". But
oh, okay. No, I was playing.
no, but we coached against each other.
No,
we did.
but because if Del Hurt was playing for you, then I was playing.
because you
Because
guys
we're
are
the same age. Yeah,
but we coached.
but I do remember you coach. Yeah, I do remember
was
us
that?
because was it Poncho Reffin? Are we talking at the Armadale?
Down in Armadale at that. Remember that
Yeah.
Mary Lou? What was her name? The little
Mary
Irish.
Lou Retton?
She was
No.
like she was like
called Mary Lou Retton.
she was like 3'6".
Yes,
and
yes.
Irish, and everybody was scared to
He
death.
said
of her,
it
man.
Irish. She always wore the Notre Dame. Yeah.
Yeah, we were scared to
Mary-
death of her, man, because she was so mean.
Mary,
Oh, man.
You remember? You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, Mary
yeah.
Kay.
Mary Kay, that's it. Yeah.
Right across from Shawnee Park where we played
Yeah.
softball together.
so do you think you're undefeated against him?
No.
That's the way I see it. I am, but I don't. I probably not. But and then
Of course, you want to remember the wins, not the losses.
well, of course. And then we actually played basketball together a little bit at in Argentine. At the,
Yeah.
At the used to be the Parish House, and then it
It's-
changed when they got.
It's the ACC now, Argentine Community Center.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
I
just a fancy
thought
way of saying it.
I thought I was playing like Florida State or Clemson. For a minute.
Yeah, I know, right? Because I tell
made it.
people, "Did you play ball?" I say, "Yeah, I played the ACC." No shit. Yeah, at the ACC, not for the ACC.
Yeah. But he was. Yeah, I'm not lying. He was really good. He was a really good guard. He was like one of them little jitterbug guards,
So you guys played together
Yeah.
street ball. Then
Oh, yeah,
they're
all
at
the
Franklin all the time.
And at Stevie Garcia's driveway.
Oh, you remember that?
Oh yeah, that guy was undefeated, man. He
Yeah.
could shoot from anywhere.
Oh yeah.
Home court advantage.
We used to
max.
try to turn that goal off the wall, off the garage.
Yeah.
I was
Ooh,
about to
and my
say.
aunt would get mad when
Yeah, she was not happy.
I was going to say I know it was a long drive, but I don't remember seeing a basketball goal.
Yeah,
back
yeah.
yeah, there used to be
They had
basketball
one.
back
I
then.
We didn't need much room to make.
There wasn't,
to
and then it
wreak
was
havoc.
like probably from where you and your mom said that was all we had there. We played 5-on-5. We had, it's hard. Yeah.
Yeah, we learned to foul.
Oh, real hard. Yeah.
Coming
Yep.
off of basketball,
Yeah.
have you guys seen that there's people making plans to do a Top Golf style place with a basketball half court?
Really?
So it's like a basketball bar, food, and you basically rent a little half court, and you got a time limit, and you guys can do whatever you want in there with some games.
Well, remember, there was something like that. Remember, we used to go to the Little Goals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
remember? And we would go to one of the soccer places, and they had a goal that we would lower down,
Yeah.
and it was kind of like that. You know, we'd only get it
I
for
do
maybe an
remember
hour, half hour.
I'd forgotten all about that until just now. The
Right.
little goals. Yeah.
See, that's what
Is
we
it
do
that,
here.
That sounds like such. If it's gonna be like as expensive as Topgolf is now, I don't know.
Yeah, but you know,
Because you can go to any court, any
that's what I'm saying. I
playground.
mean, like,
But not with food, and not with the bar, and not with probably quality air
asking
conditioning.
that's asking for trouble, though.
It is.
Oh yeah, the jokes online are like you take a first date there to go dunk on her or something like that. Like,
Hey,
people are
listen,
gonna be
you can
trying
find
to
out if
peacock all day.
You can find out if she's the right one or not.
Yeah,
I would pay for like maybe like let's say like there are a bunch of side by sides of like maybe like trampoline or padded ones. That way you could get a little bit more physical with it. Like you know what I'm saying? At least there's a little bit more to it because otherwise you can just go to a rec center. It's not there's nothing special. You know what I
You're
mean?
not going to get specialty food. You're not going to get music playing. You're not going to have a bar.
I don't. Well,
Right.
okay. At a certain point, depending on whether or not we're taking this serious, you're gonna be like, fuck the drinks, fuck the food. Let's get back on the court because I'm not gonna lose here. You know what I mean?
And are you okay? Let's talk real quick.
Okay.
Quality of date. Hey, let's go to Top Golf, or hey, let's go to this rec center and just hit the ball around for 30 minutes.
It depends on who you date.
But we're saying first date. We're saying you're trying to impress somebody. No, you're not. You don't want to go to a rec center and shoot a ball with somebody.
Top golf is
Yeah,
different
well-
because a driving range is an actual thing with golfing. It's its own thing within.
Basketball's real.
Well, yes, basketball is real, but no, there's no dedicated half court whatever. This is basically just a fancy rec center.
Now, see, if something like this was back then, and if I would have took that sand, it would have got competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have been.
And you guys
then
wouldn't
I
be
would-
here.
Yeah, then I would be like, no, she's way too competitive for me. I don't need this shit.
You're over here with your date and you freaking throw an elbow right at it.
Oh.
That's the only way you can score is you got to pop some elbows in the paint.
You score like that, you ain't scoring later.
Exactly.
Nope.
It's
Maybe
just
if they,
throwing a lot
threw,
of-
if they threw this facility into like kind of like a multi-sports thing, that'd be different. Because I think Kansas City needs one of those. Because there's no more batting cages around here. Like
I
they've
know,
all shut
yeah,
down.
those are all
Sad,
gone,
man.
man.
Yeah, like those need to come back. So if it comes with like half court little, I don't know, 10 or 12 by 10, whatever you want to do, how big it is, and then a couple batting cages next to it, and then maybe like a couple small goals
Okay,
for like soccer,
they do exist out in Olathe.
like a
What's that?
multi-sport
It's
facility.
yeah,
it's almost like I've
home
been
field.
there.
Home field.
Oh, okay.
Well, we
Home
need one on
field.
this side.
Yeah,
Here's the other
There
thing,
might
real
be
quick,
one in
that we
KSK.
didn't think about: a dating place. Basketball, you get sweaty.
You're gonna
Top golf, you can get out of there with
what-
minimal effort and minimal sweat. But basketball,
yeah.
I don't want to smell all that.
Well, listen, man, for the last, I don't know, 10 years plus, 12 years, I've coached women's sports, and women are competitive.
Yeah.
Oh,
those
sure,
those
100%,
in sports.
100%.
I mean,
Holy
they're
cow.
competitive regardless. But I mean, like,
But I mean, can you imagine like taking Caitlin Clark on a date there and she just totally wipes the floor with you?
Exactly.
know, right?
This ain't
You're
gonna
not
work out.
calling her
huh?
back. Yeah, you're not calling
Text
her
me.
back.
Nope.
No, she,
You just disappear.
you go, how was your day with it? I don't want to talk about it. man.
I'd leave. I'd leave it there. Yeah. Everybody want.
It's like, I'm gonna use your restroom. I'll be back.
Yeah,
I'll just
you
go
just
home.
go.
That's the funny
Mike,
stuff.
you play golf or no?
Yeah, I do. I don't play because I'm so busy with.
I mean, you're in Florida.
I
If
am
you're in
Florida.
Florida, you got to play.
and I do. And Jewel, my son, actually lives on a golf course.
Oh,
You know,
nice.
so
He lives
I,
on like the 9th, so you guys just get on the car and you
And
pull
you know
right
what's
in.
crazy is that they let you do that.
Yeah.
Because everybody in his community has golf carts.
Yeah.
And then you can just jump on. You know, if it's not on, they don't let you do it on the weekends because obviously that's a busy time. And then wintertime, like right now, it's a really busy time for golf down there. But any other time,
I would do that. If I were retired, I'd move to Florida just to play golf.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
exactly.
That in Disney World.
That Disney World. Disney
You're
World's-
You know someone that lives out there.
I know. I can.
you're a Disney. What
Adult.
would you? You would say you're a Disney adult.
No, hands down. Yeah.
Okay.
Have you been to Disney? Did you guys?
Yeah,
go with
we've
your
been there.
kids? Yeah, yeah.
We've been there a couple times. I always say, and other people agree with me, you shouldn't.
What? Who agrees with you?
Other people have said it. You shouldn't. I say you shouldn't take little kids to Disney World.
We took
I-
you.
this-
Five and under don't need to go.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't
Yeah,
disagree
I-
with that.
Right.
Like
I wouldn't either, yeah.
you want them old enough where they can walk, and you
Yeah.
don't necessarily need to have them close by. You have to grab them because they're wandering off. Like, well,
And you want them to
I
remember.
remember.
I
You
want
want them to remember
That-
everything.
yes.
like,
Memories.
five,
Memory building. I don't
wouldn't-
care about walking. Memories.
Well, you don't want to be pushing a stroller around. Like, you don't have to park it and then get out and then worry about it later. I just think those extra things are a little annoying.
Yeah, we did. I mean, we did that. We went to Disneyland. I mean, we went to Cali for a wedding, and we're like, well, we're here. Let's just go to Disneyland. And Marty was the only one we had, and he was in a stroller. And that was
Yeah.
pretty tough. But and of course we're like, well, he's not gonna remember this, but shit, I am.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Put those back on. And
Older,
I remember one time we
Maybe-
pushing him, and we put him aside, and we're getting ready, and we all walk away.
And you forgot it?
And he was still in the. Yeah, we all had to get on the right somehow.
I mean, obviously,
Luckily he
little
stayed there.
kids are cheaper or free, but still, they're not going to remember.
I
Well-
think if you go with kids, you're not gonna ride every ride, or somebody's not gonna ride every ride,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
can be completely fine. But
What's insane about it right now is 2 years old. That's it. Once you're after 2, you have to buy a ticket.
Oh wow!
And tickets are so that Disney has 6 parks right now.
Yep.
4 of them are regular parks and 2 of them are water parks. The regular parks are $110 a piece
Yep.
Okay, so
per ticket
Per day,
per day.
unless you buy
Yeah.
multiple days.
so nowadays, okay, you're 4 years old, but you're 2 today.
You're just
Anybody
big.
ask you, you're 2.
You're just, I know your
And you
mom's
can-
5'3" and your dad's 5'5", but you're big. That's all. You get it from your grandparents.
You're in the gifted program. That's why you can talk already.
Yeah. Make sure you shave before you go in.
Yeah. You know what's really bad is we took Mario for his 5th birthday to Disney World.
Okay.
It was a working vacation. I had to go for a conference.
Yeah.
Don't look at
don't
me
get
like
upset.
No, I'm shaking my head at the
Chris,
5-year-old.
sorry. Yeah.
He folded his arms right away.
that. I know, right?
Somebody owes him a
He's
trick.
like, I don't want to talk about it. Yeah. So we took him. We went to a Rugrats show, and of course, I was joking about the first time we lost him. So this time, Sandy and I, we both walk out empty-handed. Dude, talk about. I'm like, I thought you had him. No, I thought you had him. Shit, Mario! I mean, and everybody's walking out of
There's
this
so
arena.
many people.
So,
Yeah, it's
dude,
just-
oh my god, I
yeah.
thought my life was over.
There's
right there.
there's kind of a theme going on with. Does he know that you guys?
Yeah. Where is he? So yeah, we come out. It was just the scariest thing. We lost him, and people can see. Oh, you okay? I'm like, no, we lost my son, and this and that. So luckily, we find him. He had a towel on him, or was it?
Something.
He put something over his head,
That's
Because you're
and
scared.
he was scared, and he just stayed in one spot. So we're like, okay, well, maybe that's him, because there was somebody trying to talk to him, but he was covered up. So we were like, all right, let's guess. Ready, Sandy? Is this him? Yeah, it's him. Yeah. So,
Somebody got ice cream
That's
every day.
traumatizing. Yeah.
Somebody got ice cream every day for the rest of the trip.
Damn.
See,
and
so
I got tired of ice cream.
so at least that didn't happen to you.
Yeah.
That,
So it was safer to leave him here.
Not at Worlds of Fun. I've been lost
so it's
before.
a theme. I get it. Okay, I get it.
I've been lost at the mall.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go back to memories of school. You went to Emerson,
I went to Emerson. Yeah, and I went to Emerson. I went to Argentine,
Argentine.
and then of course Harmon.
Okay, and go ahead, tell us. You were at Argentine when it was still 7th grade there.
Yes. Yeah, I started 7th grade there, and then I remember playing football, and then I wanted to quit football because you had to walk up that hill to go to practice. I'm like, this is stupid.
I know, right?
You got to walk up the hill to go work out.
It's a big hill.
And it's
Yeah.
a huge hill, and when you're younger, it's really big.
Yeah.
And then when you're done with practice, like, oh, it's not so bad. You're done with practice, and then you're tired and sweaty. Oh, you got to walk back down the hill.
So
No,
you
this
said
is
you
down.
wanted to quit, but you didn't quit.
I did. I think I quit. Well, I played the whole middle school, but
Oh,
then when I
okay.
went to Harmon, I got into the band. I
Oh,
played in the
okay.
band instead.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was your thing, band.
It was.
Is that when you started playing instruments, or
Yeah,
you
so
played,
I-
you didn't play an instrument before?
No,
Harmon?
I didn't. I did. I take that back. Always wanted to play the drums my whole life.
Right.
But my grandmother, which she raised me, and she said she wanted me to play the violin.
Oh.
And I always thought that. See, you laugh. That's why I didn't want to play the violin, because girls laugh at guys that play violin when they're little.
Grandma, you want me to get beat up? What do you
No, so she said you have to play the violin or you can't ever play drums. So my grandma traumatized me. So I did. I started playing. I started playing the violin. And it was okay, but I hated it. And finally when I went to high school, I got to play in the drums, and then I never took a lesson. I taught myself how to play, and And I did some really cool stuff playing drums, man.
It did. What's pretty wild is and I didn't see you a whole lot at Franklin because we can hear your ass playing the drums.
That's true.
So we're down there, we're playing basketball, and someone's like, "You guys hear somebody drumming?" I said,
Yeah.
"Yeah, there's this guy up there. He lives up the hill. He's practicing.
It sounds like
he's
crap.
drumming." Yeah. No, you said, but back then
Wait,
it
hold
sounded
on.
pretty good.
Wait a minute. So you had multiple houses but playing drums? Because didn't Greg also up the
Greg,
tree
yeah,
be playing
yeah.
drums?
Yeah, so I grew up
Just drums. Is that why you're hearing so bad now?
Yeah.
No.
So Greg's dad played the drums all the time upstairs, and then Greg became a drummer. And
I
then
remember.
Gerald was a drummer, and we had
I
all kinds of drummer boys.
I'm gonna
for
be on the
Christmas.
opposite side. Dude, violin probably taught you how to
It did.
read music.
Absolutely. That was my next thing. It taught me how to read music, which was great.
Yeah.
But I didn't really fully grasp the goodness of that until I got to Harmon and I started playing drums. Then they threw these sheet music down in front of me, like, "Oh, I know what that is."
Yeah, yeah.
And a lot of them didn't.
Most drummers probably never even look at sheet music.
So that was good.
Yeah, that's true.
So drumming, do you just make up a beat, or do you just follow? I mean, it's kind of crazy.
You
how-
can. I mean, you could just make up a beat. So
You
after
ever been in a drum off? You ever drum off against somebody?
in high school we did that all the time with other schools, or
Okay.
or we would go to like states every year.
Yeah.
They have state competition. It was at Wichita State when we were
Yeah,
growing
it's-
up.
yeah.
And then out in the parking lots,
guys
the
would
drum
do-
the drum lines would get face off, just like kind of like the movie,
Yeah.
But, we played real drums. They faked it. But yeah,
Mechanic.
What? You mean it's not real?
I don't think Nick Cannon can play like
I
that.
think he can play drums.
He
They
might
gotta
be.
learn how to play drums.
He might be able to, but
mean-
yeah, we used to do stuff like that. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
So then
those
you
are
were
good
there
times.
when Josie, because she was in the band
Yeah.
too, right?
She was younger than me. No.
Oh.
All the Garcias,
Yeah.
except
Nina was
me and Robert, I think, weren't
Nina was our
drum major.
yeah, she
Oh,
was
she
our drummer
was.
when I was
Oh,
there.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Give myself a
Do you,
bell because I couldn't
still play
I can't
drums?
remember shit.
I don't play anymore. I played up until I don't know. It was a few years ago. I played in church. We'd go to a church that was really
Okay.
contemporary, and I play
Yeah.
every once in a while there. And then her graduation party, I used to play in bands,
Right,
as
yeah.
well. And then her graduation party, we went to Blake Shelton has a bar in Orlando, and they have live music all the time. And we
Yeah.
went there, and she was drunk, and she talked the guys into letting me get up and play. So I got up and
Hey,
played.
that was
for a
fun.
couple
That's
times.
cool.
So it was kind of cool. Yeah.
Have you guys
She
seen?
doesn't even remember it.
She's like, "What, Dad? You played the drums?"
I don't even remember that.
No, if you watch the video, all you hear in the background, "That's my dad."
Have you guys seen? There's some really cool videos on social media of like drummers from big bands.
Yeah.
They'll play them a song and take the drums
Oh, yeah.
out of it.
Yeah.
And they'll like, okay, it basically improvise the drums of what you think is on this song. And damn, they come close.
come really close.
They come really close just off listening to the melody and just start
Hear
playing
the rhythm and the
something.
cadence and just like
Yeah, it's impressive.
It's definitely a feel. When you do any kind of studio work you do like that, it's definitely a feel.
yeah.
And then you'll get it like a producer to come in. I don't want it like that. I want it different. And then you got to just rethink things. Those guys are
In the truck.
really good. What'd you say?
You still play in the truck.
Oh yeah, I beat the crap out of my steering wheel in the truck.
You know what? That's in my notes because that's all he did. And then every song came on, he was drumming on the steering wheel, on the dash, and I'm not gonna lie, it was good. I sit there and I listen to you more than I listen to the song. Yeah.
I've had a lot of fun, man. I mean, I've done, a couple of the bands I were in are really, really good. I lived in Nashville for a while. I played there, and I was on the road, so I was a legit road guy. I played with a professional for a little while, that had a bunch of hits. So I got to live in a tour bus for a minute.
you got a feature? You featured somewhere?
No, I am not featured. When you're a musician like that and you're not the guy, that's all you are. You're a musician. That's it. You're just part of. You get paid to play his stuff, and which is fine. It's
Did you any like really cool venues, like play somewhere once?
yeah. So before there's a my favorite place probably is the Pyramid in Memphis, Tennessee. It's now a Bass Pro Shop.
Oh,
Okay,
the whole
Yeah,
you can
but
stay in it too.
it used to be a concert venue.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
held about 5,000 people, so that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And that was your favorite.
Yeah, and then playing festivals were a lot of fun too. I actually met my wife playing music. Obviously,
Yeah, she was working the event and she arrested you because you were getting too wild.
she was. It was like right after her 21st birthday or something. We were playing at this huge nightclub in Florida, in Bradenton, Florida.
Okay, is he still on track? Is this story still right? Okay,
And she,
you're doing good.
And then I'm gonna leave some stuff out, obviously, but she come in, with their friends, and then I said something over the microphone as we were taking a break because she had these like.
Oh, I thought you yelled security.
She probably did. So they had these real tight, like slick pants on, and I said something about her pants, and then the
You
rest
were
is
making
Right.
fun of her?
20. I did.
I had to put black leather Wrangler pants on.
Yeah, and then 25 years later, we're still together.
Yeah.
Been married for how long? We married? Like 75 years or something. And then we have 2 kids, and soon to have a grandkid together, and
Yeah.
we share a bunch of other grandkids from
Yeah.
my previous.
That's cool. Yeah. Man, would you say that band was your favorite class?
In school?
Yep.
That and history.
History. You used to like
Yeah.
it. Who's your history teacher?
I can't. Perkins, I think was his. I don't know. All I know.
Sam Perkins.
All I remember is him getting up.
Wait, no,
and-
you're thinking of the restaurant, dude. I'm not. We're
The
not.
same.
We're not at favorite restaurant yet.
Oh, yeah, Perkins is my favorite. I just remember him getting up and he would just show videos and stuff on the board, and we would take notes, and he would tell stories.
Yeah.
And that was great. And then and he never told you, but when you're taking all these notes, I would have a whole notebook full of notes because I enjoyed it. And at the end of each semester, he says, "Okay, here's this is your final, and you can use your notes." But he never told you that until that at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. And
So
they're all
yeah,
coming over,
so,
"Hey, Mike, can I
so all
can
of
I
the
borrow your
football
notes?"
players were like, "Oh man, I'm just going to take a nap in the back." They
Yeah.
yeah.
Man.
So I did well in
You,
that class.
you remember your government class?
Was it a woman?
I think
Hallmark?
it was 2. Do you remember Mr. Amy?
No, I don't remember.
Do you remember Mr. Amy? Yeah, Jaime and I we were just talking about this over the weekend or over the week, and how he was. I thought he was a professor. He could have been a professor.
Yeah.
that
The
was
way he taught his class.
the way he taught the class. Oh, dude,
Yeah, I don't remember.
I got out of there with the D minus.
a D minus minus.
I barely got through.
But you
I
passed.
think he gave me. He didn't want to see me again, so he's like, you know what? I'm gonna pass you. I'm going to pass you. Yeah, so he did.
That's what happened to English with me. I just they're like, no, you've had enough.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think you've been in my class for 3 years. That's enough.
Yeah, same here. So and then you played with all my cousins in band.
Yeah. Yeah, all your cousins in band, and then I feel like I was a Garcia.
Yeah.
Because then after band, when I started dating Sue, because she
Yeah.
was in band, that's how we got
Yeah.
together, and we started dating Sue. Next thing you know, man, I'm hanging out with all you guys, and then I'm playing softball with you guys.
Yeah.
And we would go to Mexican American tournaments where you could only have 2 non-Mexicans on the team. They would change my last
No,
name.
we didn't say that. We said güeros.
Güeros, right?
Okay.
Pinchy Güeros.
was about to
Pinche güeros, yeah.
And then they would change my last name. They would take the S off and put a Z, so they could have 2 other white guys on the team besides me. Because
Lord.
Jaime was young, but he was on the team, and he's as white as I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So we'd go somewhere, and then they're speaking Spanish to us, and they would speak Spanish to Gerald, Mike, whatever. What
just
can
call
I
me
call you?
Gerald.
Terrible.
Okay. And then Gerald wouldn't answer them, and we'd have to tell the guys that he's deaf.
I was about to say that.
He no oye. No. So, Gerald, you're deaf all this trip.
So BIAZ.
That's what they would
Bye.
do. They would change it to Z instead of S. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. No,
How many Newton tournaments do you remember?
Probably, I don't know. I think I went to 10
Yeah.
or more.
So I got to bring up this story. When we went to Newton, there was one time. Do you remember the time I got pulled over?
Vaguely?
Because everybody, we were the last car, and there was like
Which is
9 cars.
but that's all the time.
And yeah,
Yeah.
that's true too. And I ended up getting pulled over. I mean, I think I didn't get to the park. You guys were already warming up, and
But that was all the time too.
you son of a, yeah, you're right. You're right. But I remember I was so mad, man, and because and then the cop, I mean, we were all everybody was flying, but
So they
that
caught
cop
the
was
last
out
one.
of his car, and he pointed me, and he's like, he pointed at me. I'm like, damn it, and he says, you know why I pulled you over? I'm like, yes, sir. He goes, well, not only were you going too fast, but you're the last car of that group.
See?
God, yeah. See, that's where I messed up. So after that, I always try to stay up with you. Yeah,
In the middle, where it's safe.
I remember there was one time you had I don't know if you remember this because you had a green car, and we were flying down, and then the front end would be like, for some reason your front end of your car was up like this.
That fat people in the back seat.
There was about 8 of us. There was about 8 of us in the back of your car.
See,
Yeah,
that's why.
So I mean, we look like a sailboat.
So
like
I even looked Mexican driving a car because my hydraulics
you're
are
driving.
You
Mexican.
can pack a lot of us in
Right.
the car.
Yeah, you drove the car and we gave you a hat, like a chauffeur hat to wear. Just
I do remember that. I don't remember the car it was an old car too.
yeah.
God, man, that was a good time.
How about the tow truck stories you would
Oh my god.
Remember those tow truck stories?
tell me about?
So okay, so let's go back. So there was a time where
I feel like
you-
I should be older.
so and this was like 86, 85, 86, my freshman year, sophomore year. My mom and dad, my sister went to.
Holy cow, dude.
My mom and dad went to Texas, and they asked UNC to stay at our house, just to
Yeah.
take care of the house. Remember?
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, I'm not gonna lie, but whatever's a week was 1 week, 2 week. I'll never forget that because you and I we hung out the whole time.
Yeah, it was fun.
You know, and you were driving the tow truck, so you would take me on these late night school nights.
Yeah.
It'd be a school night, and you'd be what was it? So driving the tow truck, something would happen. You get the radio call, and boom! All the tow trucks
Oh
would
yeah.
try to
It's
get
a
there.
race, man.
Rex. They're Rex.
Dude, man, oh
was
yeah,
nuts.
it was so crazy. Yeah, you scared me a lot of times.
That
And then
scared me.
the repo times that you'd have to repo. A
Yeah,
car?
that was. I probably shouldn't have taken you with that.
I'm about to say, if all the shows I've seen where they do
Yes,
it's
tow trucks,
That
it's
shit-
not a
It's
safe
100%
place,
true.
man.
Repos
That
are big
stuff is-
on social media right now
That
too.
stuff is true. I mean,
There's
I
a
went
bunch of
into-
them on real life TV. You know, like the hardcore
Yeah.
shows, like Hardcore Repo. Like,
Hey, they are sneaky. Like they'll
They're-
have it
they'll-
angled ready so they
Yeah,
can just
so they
swoop
just
right
slide
in,
in.
lift it, and then
Sneaky
right
and,
rip it
and
out. Oh,
you're ready
man.
to. But it's scary nowadays, man. Because
Yeah.
back in the day when we grew up, you know, if you had an argument with somebody, you would go after school or something. You would just go fight about it.
Right.
break
And then when you're
dance.
done, you guys
Or
are
break
buddies.
dance.
I couldn't do that. but when you're done, you know, you're friends again. Nowadays, holy cow, man, it's not the same.
It is scary.
yeah.
Yeah, but
So
yeah,
yeah.
the tow trucks was I don't
It
want to
was
say
an
it was a fun time, but it was a different time.
I mean, you're getting paid. It was an experience.
Yeah, it
you
was
know.
an experience. That's for
I don't
sure.
know if I was supposed to be out there watching you hook
No.
these vehicles up.
But listen, I was trying to help you because
You said I was going to be a millionaire if I did this. Yeah, so
Did you own your truck or
No,
it was
no,
a company
no.
truck?
yeah, it was a company truck. Yeah,
yeah, and you drove that son of a gun like
yeah.
over whatever you can. So I don't know if you remember this, but and I tell these boys stories. So this story, that you and I we were driving down the highway road, whatever it was, and we saw Lou, Jaime, Blue, and they were setting up cones. And we drove right by them, and then you looked at me, and you're like, "Watch this." We turned around, drove right by them again. You know, we're flipping them off, whatever. And
I think we were waving at him.
then we turned right back another U-turn, and we started knocking down all these cones.
Job security. We want to make sure that they had work to do so they didn't lose their job.
Oh my god! So we hit
such an
we hit about 20, 30 cones that these guys set up, and finally we came back onto the road, and Lou's looking at, you know, he's. Oh my god! And we're like, here we go.
That's just
Do you
Lou in
remember
general.
that, or is he telling a lie?
No, I do. I think, but the way I remember is that he asked me to do that.
Did I ask?
I'm going to go with that because I don't want to be the asshole by myself.
Because we were playing ball at that
Yeah.
time, and then we saw them maybe that day or maybe the next day we had a ball game, and I remember Lou and Blue might have been pissed. Jaime couldn't remember this, so maybe Jaime wasn't there.
Lou was always mad about something, and it was usually I was involved with a lot of that, so it was
Yeah.
fun though, man.
Yeah.
I miss those guys, man. Blue,
Yeah.
Blue, yeah,
what a good dude, man.
I know, right?
God, that sucks.
Yeah, yeah. It was very, very, very sad. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. And I remember the day Jaime called me and said, "Dude, Blue's gone." I'm like, "What?"
You know,
You know, I was coaching football. Marcos, we're at the field over there on the other side of Cinemark.
Yeah.
That football field.
When you
and
got the
I had to
phone
leave,
call.
yeah.
and I had to tell our head coach, I was like, "Dude, a good friend just took his
yeah.
life." Man. I
You know,
gotta go."
it's that kind of stuff just kind of sticks in your head, you know, because Blue was younger than he was like your age, I think.
Yeah,
wasn't
a
he?
year older. He was-
Yeah. So when I was already playing with the Indios, And then Lou, Jaime and Lou, they were real good friends with Blue, and they brought him on. And I was like, oh, cool, another white guy. We can,
Yeah.
when they're speaking Spanish, we can say, hey, are they talking about you? Are they talking about me? But so I really enjoyed it. And then I remember him getting in that car accident. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
God, man. So he went through some stuff, man.
Yeah.
And then, but stuff like that sticks in your head. A week or two ago, I saw the Facebook memory pop up of Dominic, and I'm like, that just took me right back to being sad again. I'm like,
Yeah.
How does this stuff happen?
I know.
And every July, man, I have to take a minute and walk somewhere or do something because of Tootie.
Yep.
Tootie and I were really good friends.
Yeah. You guys were compadres.
We were.
Yeah. I mean, well, still are.
We
Still.
yeah.
Hand me that. I don't know if you are aware of this. So we do this every year for we do this every year in Tootie's name. And
I would see it on.
Okay, yeah. So that's a plaque of all the recipients, that we get in, and and they're all good guys. They're all, these guys.
I know everybody on this list.
Yeah, not only that they play softball, but they're good in the community, and they're just really good people, off and on the softball field. So Lewis started this years ago, and then I help him. We sponsor the trophy for whoever's going to receive. So the last person was it
Chris Gonzalez.
Chris Gonzalez
and Danny.
and Danny Salas. Yeah. So it's a good thing.
Yeah. I see it on when you guys post it on Facebook every year. I see it.
Let me ask you this grim question. Was there a point in your life where you started noticing like more people passing away? Because when I look at my life, I feel like there was a long time that I never had any of those memories of like people or no impactful, life-changing memory type thing. And then a certain point hits or somebody passes away and then you're like, shit, this feels like every other year or something like that, you know?
Well, what's scary is because like I said, I'll be 57 in January. And then you start seeing like on the post, like on the Harmon alumni post for high school, you'll see people that you went to high school with that are starting to pass away. Now you're like,
or even younger.
Shit, that's my age.
Yeah.
And then you're like, holy cow. And then, but I stayed fat. I didn't
Let it change you.
No, I didn't go the other way. I just, we're gonna see what happens. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. You're right. There's definitely a time when, because I think that when you're younger, you felt 10 feet tall and bulletproof almost. That can't happen to us. We're young. This is.
Yeah.
And then when you get older, it starts happening, and then. Tootie was the eye-opening to me, because Tootie was always, we'd play golf together all the time. And then one day, they were at church. This is the way I remember it. Tell me if I'm wrong. But they were at church and they were giving like free health screenings at his church.
I believe that's correct.
Yeah. And then he did it, and they's like, hey, you probably need to go see a doctor. And next thing you know, man, he had stomach cancer, and it was all downhill from there.
Yeah.
And he was a year older than me, I think, a year or two older than me, but it was like just out of the blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like, and then I think about stuff like that, and it's like if I ever, God forbid, if I ever get cancer, I don't want to know.
Really?
No, I don't think I want to know, because it sounds like as soon as you know, then it just.
Yes.
It just
I was going to go on the opposite and
Fast
say,
forward.
everybody go see your damn doctor.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Go get your regular
Yeah, you
screenings
should.
and
I
go.
said that.
To catch it
I
early,
heard about
if
Yeah.
possible, catching
Just to
it
make
early.
sure you're
Yeah.
functioning.
but I mean, obviously, you can tell by this list that's 19 miles long that he has.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to be able to do a lot of stuff, and have a lot of cool people and family, and so it's one of those things where I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm not done by any means.
Right.
But
Right.
I'm good.
Before we get off of this, though, I feel like if I had a clock, I would do the most fun shit and like.
Right.
Well, you got 6 months.
Yeah, maybe.
Let me spend this credit card. Let me like. Listen, let's go do everything I've always wanted to do.
Just
you know
get
what I
ready to
mean?
have kids. Don't worry about your credit card. They'll take care of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you said, it's hard, and a lot of them are from, and my cousin Leti Santos,
Yeah.
he
Oh
was
my
taken
gosh.
away from us really young
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I remember playing with him,
Yeah.
talking to him.
Yeah.
And he was like 9 years old, I think, when he passed, or something like that.
No.
He was younger than that.
He was younger.
Was he?
No, it might be around that age. It might be.
Yeah. I that's what stuck in my head. Anyway,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. It's just, I don't know. Life's crazy, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's not fair, but it's
Yeah.
but It's not up to us.
Well, we are so thankful that you are here today
Yeah.
and that we get
Yeah,
to
I'm
spend
glad
some
you-
time with you. So
Me too. You know, we had talked about it a while back. You know, because
Yeah.
but yeah,
I know that. That said, as soon as you can get a chance to come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do it not just to do it, but I wanted to do it because I knew that list was going to come out. You know, and I wanted to have those flashbacks.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So this is awesome.
Yeah.
flashbacks, that's a good way to look at it.
Flashback.
Those memories. Yep.
If you were to get on the drum set right now, would you be able to play the
Yeah.
drums?
100%.
It's pretty.
If you were to get on the violin right now, would you?
100%.
like
Nope.
Charlie Daniels,
I can play Star Wars theme. That's it.
that slow. Oh man. Whew, I'm
Yeah.
glad we don't have.
Yeah, I'm glad you don't either, because he would probably say, "Oh, here, yeah, show me."
Whatever happened to your autograph Stacey King basketball?
Bro. So I had this brother-in-law. His name was Jerry, and so I had a basketball signed by Stacey King that played for Oklahoma
Yeah.
when the national championship game was here in Kansas City between Kansas and Oklahoma, and Kansas won.
Yeah.
And I got a basketball signed by Stacey King.
I remember that's the
in
coolest
between.
thing, man, when you got it
And
signed.
then I had it and I lived with Sue's mom and dad at the time, and Jerry was obviously younger, and he wanted to go play basketball one day and couldn't find his basketball, so he took that one. And, yeah,
Just think you could have it up somewhere.
yeah. I mean, it's like, you know, her dad, my wife's dad, was really good friends with Dan Marino.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah, so I have a bunch of Dan Marino stuff.
Who's Dan Marino?
Right? He never won a Super Bowl. He's nobody. But I have a bunch of Dan Marino stuff signed. But he won't die. He's like, you know, and
The
if you look
value won't increase.
He still looks 25 years old. So I'm like, I'm never going to make any money off this stuff. So that's what it is. But yeah,
So
the
you
Stacey King.
start selling
thanks,
this stuff,
Thanks
right?
for bringing that up because I'd forgotten all about that. So now,
Oh, wait, was it in like a case? Was it just sitting somewhere?
closet?
Was it on a pedestal of some
It was
sort?
probably in his trunk.
I think
what
I think the
hold
biggest
on,
thing
hold
that
on.
I think the biggest thing to take, but it was mine.
Sure.
No, I don't. Listen, I can't. I don't remember where it was, but I just know that I wasn't happy.
When the game calls, it's time to ball.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess so.
You would probably pick up any ball and just go play.
He would,
Yeah.
Yeah.
without a doubt.
Yeah. Remember when we used to play when you were running the team? We had the team playing up at Rodome. Just kick everybody's ass
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah,
Right.
I just remember how the basketball sounded on that floor. It didn't
Oh,
sound
yeah.
right,
Tank,
remember?
tank,
Yeah.
tank, tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's
Yeah, I do.
still they still have the same
Still
floor.
the same.
Do they really?
Yeah, Sam
Yeah.
was playing volleyball up there last year, whatever it was. It's still the same floor.
Yeah, you know what's crazy about that? It was like I remember going up there and playing, and I'm like, now I equate it to watching like Duke play basketball on TV because there ain't going to be any good. There's too many white guys on that team.
Yeah.
We didn't have it. I was like the white guy, you know. And then,
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Dan.
yeah, big Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
neither
was-
one of us can.
He was our quarterback, man.
Well, yeah, but he's like 6'6". That's
He'd
why.
grab a rebound and he'd always tell us, go. And we would be like receivers. We had routes.
Yeah.
Mario, you run the slant. You know, Jaime, run the fade. Yeah. Yeah. And he did us. Yeah.
That dude was so competitive, man. The biggest memory I have playing basketball with him is we were down in Argentine playing, and we were playing these kids, and they had a kid on there that was really good, and he actually dunked on Dan.
Oh.
You know, and then you know Dan, he took him a stride, and then the next time down, Dan didn't really dunk. I mean, he could, but he didn't. And he went up for a rebound. He just hip checked that kid and threw him into the wall. He walked over to the kid and reached down like he was going to help him up. That kid reached up. He took off running.
Oh.
I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Those, yeah.
funny.
Those are fun times playing with Dan too. Yeah. He yep. I averaged like 30 points because every time he'd grab a rebound, I was
Yeah.
going. I had
Layups
15
for days.
layups.
You know what's crazy about him is that he and I were really, really good friends. We were like almost best friends because we worked together at Dover Elevator. You know, when I was married to Sue.
Yeah.
You know, that's the crazy part. So I tell that story all the time. You know, and when we renewed our vows in Armadale, he was my best man. So I tell everybody, I said, maybe he really was the best man because he wound up marrying Sue.
It happened.
but we're still good friends today. And, you know,
Yeah.
Sue and I are good friends. The first time Sue ever met Steph, she took her out drinking with her. So I was like, well, yes. So it's all
That's
good.
cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
No, that's
Yep.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. It you know, and then the kids and
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Have you seen Josh and?
Yeah. We just hung out with Josh yesterday and went to lunch and dinner with him yesterday. and today.
He is so you. Just like you told me before the show that I'm my
Yeah.
dad. You see,
Yeah.
oh, same thing with Josh.
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
I mean,
Yeah, I know because he's fat.
the way he stands and the way he looks, and then there's just times that he and I make eye contact, and just
His
like you said, yeah, his
mannerisms, yeah.
mannerisms it's just
He was
like they walk the same.
He was a lot better ball player than I was.
Yeah.
But
No, yeah,
he
yeah.
was, he was good, man. He could-
Well, what
he could-
position did you play?
First base. I'm
You were
left-handed.
first base.
Yeah, so
Okay.
when Gerald and Blue, when we're the Indios, we're like, where are we gonna put the Weddles? Let's just
Yeah.
put them on the right side of the field,
Yeah, they
away
put-
from all of us.
they put Blue
We'll put Gerald on first, and we'll put Blue in right.
Well, they needed me on first because I needed to save some of these throws that your husband would throw from second base. It's close, Mario. You can make this throw. So I would have to help him out with that.
Yeah, man.
Speaking of first base,
What happened?
Oh yeah.
Where Matt? What
How
happened?
do you reach
your
first
topic
base?
is
Oh yeah, let's just jump
How
between
do
these
you
topics real
reach?
quick.
How do you reach first base? What does that mean?
Yeah, so what? And then we can have some help from the crowd. What are the ways to reach first base on the ball field?
So are we talking like baseball or
Baseball,
softball?
softball, yeah.
Softball?
I mean,
Softball's
it-
my thing, so we'll
Okay,
talk about.
what you
Well, I mean, obviously
You hit the ball.
Yeah, well, that's
Okay, so
Right?
the three obvious ones.
Yeah,
Right. Oh, okay. There's four. You got the base hit, a double, a triple.
right.
You get your double, triple, single, home run. You'll hit first base. But what other ways is there to reach first
I mean,
base?
you
Walk.
You can
Okay.
walk. Yeah, you can walk. You could bunt. You could get
Okay,
hit
no,
by a
okay,
pitch.
but walk. A bunt would be just like a hit, though.
Would it though?
Yeah.
They're different.
How are they different?
They're used in different scenarios.
Sometimes though, okay, I think they are different in a way
So
because
if you bunt on, is it still considered a hit?
if you're bunting for hit, yeah, it's considered
Okay.
hit. But like if you're trying to sacrifice somebody at second base and they don't make the play, then you're on base.
I think
Okay.
strategy
So
is
then-
different with
so
it,
the
but
strategy's a little bit
technical
different.
part of it's probably the same. Yeah,
Okay.
stats wise, you're
So we'll
probably
count
the
that
same.
with the hit. Okay. What other ways is there to reach
Get hit
first?
by a pitch.
Mhm.
You know, that's probably my least favorite because it hurts. Hit, bunt, hit by pitch,
Reach on air.
on an air. Yeah,
Mhm. That's one. That's another one. Yep.
I don't know.
I feel like this is like a test.
I know, because
there
I'm
one
like,
more
where are
we're
we going
missing?
with this?
Yeah. No, it's just yeah. I just he's a coach, so he.
Okay, so is,
What are the, yeah, there's more. There's at
Uh-oh.
least
Uh-oh.
there's at least three more ways to get on first.
So hit, walk, bunt. What'd she say? Hit by pitch.
intentional walk.
So well, that's a walk.
That's a walk.
Oh,
A runner.
You got your fielder's choice.
Drop third strike.
Yeah. Yep.
oh,
the
that's
ca-
another one. Yeah.
a drop by a catcher.
Yeah, pass. Yeah,
Aren't there runners that swap out?
Pinch
No,
runners.
pinch runners.
Oh yeah, but you have to
You
get
know,
off
No,
first.
but somebody's already on first, so there was a reason why they got on first. So you can't.
So you wouldn't say the second person ended up on first?
No.
So
fuck?
how many
You
are
didn't
left?
run it.
How many are left?
So we got two left.
Did you research this? Because that didn't come
I
from
did.
me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did.
Fielder's choice.
Yes, a fielder's choice.
Ooh,
I played 18 years.
yeah.
She had a lot of those in her career. By the
And
way.
What position did you play?
outfield.
Outfield. Okay.
Yeah.
There's one more.
Man, he is putting you on the spot.
That's okay. I don't know.
It would be a catcher's interference.
Oh, I catch it.
Oh,
Yeah. I wouldn't have guessed that. It would have been. That would have been a minute. Probably when I left, I'd be like,
yeah,
oh, hey,
yeah.
I got
That's
it.
what
Let's go back.
Yeah, catcher's interference. Yeah. How long you been? Are you still coaching now?
Yeah. I'm coaching this year. We're on break obviously now, but I coached. So when I moved to Florida, the first thing that popped in my head was like, there's gonna be some good fast pitch in Florida with all these athletes. You get down there, none. Everybody plays slow pitch. So I played that for a few years, and I didn't really care for it too much, but it was something to do.
Yeah.
And then
It was exercise.
yeah, and then she started playing when we lived here, and then when we moved back down there, she started playing rec ball. So I went and helped there a little bit, and then she wanted to get into travel ball, so I took her to try out, and she made the team, and then they asked me to help, and then the rest is history, man. I took over a team when she was 12U, and then I coached her the whole way through. And then obviously other girls. I think I had every single girl that played on my team as we got 16 and older that wanted to go to college. I helped facilitate that. They all went to college to play. And then getting into college, when she graduated high school 18U. After that season was over, I stopped coaching. And then the head coach she has now is from Michigan. And then when he moves down here, the old coach told him to call Taylor because she was a junior, that if he needed help around campus or know what's going on, to call Taylor and she would help you out. So he did. He would call her, and then he told her, he said, hey, I want to play some scrimmage games against really good travel ball teams, do you know anybody in there? And she said, you really need to call my dad because he knows everybody. And I did, because I actually went to work for PGF, Premier Girls Fast Pitch, and was a tournament director down there too. So I knew everybody. And so he called me one day, and we started talking, and then realized that our philosophies about the games a lot alike. And then he called me another day, and he finally asked me, he said, you ever thought about coaching college? And I was like, maybe back in the day, but that's not.
Yeah.
And then he asked me if I would come and help him, and I said, this is my daughter's thing. She worked her ass off to get to college, and I'm not going to be. I just want to watch. But he kept on. He said, I'm going to talk to her about it.
Oh.
So I called her. Yeah, I called her first, and I told her, and she goes, that's a nice steady ass. And I could just hear in her head, like, So I told her, I said, listen, I'm not going to do it. And then he came down, and he moved in, and we went to help him move because he was from Michigan, didn't know anybody. And a couple of the returners came and helped. And as he's moving into his house, at the end, when we're done, and you can tell me if I'm wrong about this, but this is the way I remember it. When we were done, she said, hey, Dad, can you go outside? I need to talk to Coach. So I did. I went outside, and next thing you know, about 5-10 minutes later, he comes outside. Okay, man, you're in. You're coaching. I was like, oh. And then he told me, he said, your daughter said, she said, my dad's the best coach I ever played for. And I told him, I said, listen, I never taught her to lie. So, and then that's it, man. I've been coaching college ever since.
I told him as long as he had nothing to do with the outfield, he can
Yeah,
coach.
yeah. So,
that was the trade-off.
and it's better that I didn't. So,
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah.
And I still, even though she's gone out now, she's coaching. She came back she was going to come back as the GA and get her master's through school.
Yeah.
And coach the outfield.
Yeah.
But she's getting her GA through her job now. But she's still volunteer coach, helping in the outfield.
Okay. What's the college or the high school you were at?
The college.
The college.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I coach the infield.
GA and get my master's
Uh-huh.
there, but fell through getting my master's somewhere else, and he said, "Hey, I still love you. Like, I want you to come coach."
Okay.
So
That's cool.
I'm coaching
Sweet.
there, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he gets the infield, I get the outfield.
Oh, nice.
So a couple of bucket lists, I get to.
So you guys are coaching together
yeah,
now.
that's the bucket list.
Awesome.
So
yeah,
now we get
yeah.
to talk about players rather than
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the name of the team?
Weber International University. It's an NAIA school. So like Park College.
Oh,
here,
okay. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
And your
Okay.
other daughter?
So my other daughter, she
What's she at
started.
now?
What's that?
Where's she at?
She's at home because
She's expecting.
yeah.
That's right. Okay.
She got into softball when she did too, but she was horrible.
Don't say that.
No, she was.
Openly admits it.
We'll edit that out.
And then don't edit that out. Yeah, she knows. But she did other things, She and it was painstaking, but she went through dance, so I sat and watched that.
Oh, yeah.
It was great. Gymnastics, she was better.
You didn't coach any of that?
I didn't. No, I coached it. Yeah. And then the worst thing she did was she was a flag girl. Even though I was in band, they're not real.
She was a fat girl too.
I was gonna say that's my
in high
mom's
school,
only
yeah.
claim to.
Well,
Hey, we're not editing that out.
listen, Steph, when she was in high school, she was a cheerleader, and I was like, you're not an athlete. That's not real. But
That's a hot topic. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
but the cool thing about her is that she's a junior in high school, late in her career, and a lot of her friends played lacrosse. And she was always hanging around them, and they would say, "Why don't you try out for the lacrosse team?" I've never played lacrosse before, but she's skinny. She's really fast. That was her thing. So they talked her into. She tried out for the lacrosse team, made the JV team, but I didn't want to tell her. But everybody makes JV. But she did well enough to somebody. I don't know if somebody got hurt or she was just doing really good. And they moved her to varsity, and she started playing.
Oh, nice.
And then she played against the team, and the other coaches like would be the equivalent to travel ball, but in the summer, and ask if she would want to come out and play a showcase with them. So she did. She went and played a showcase, and there's 400 lacrosse teams. It was insane. And she wound up getting like 3 or 4 looks from colleges when she's playing. She played for 1 year, and then one of the colleges, which was Huntington College. It was in Montgomery, Alabama. They really wanted her. They offered her they offered her a gig there, and she was going to go there, and then it was like right before COVID, and then COVID, and then she never wound up going away.
Damn it, COVID.
I know, COVID screwed up everything. But
Yeah, I did.
so she didn't go play lacrosse, and then, but now she, what's her job title?
She's a registered behavioral technician in RBT. She works with autistic children.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
So she's doing really good there.
Yeah.
She's gonna have a baby, and so life goes on.
Yeah.
To get her degree, she wants to become a board certified behavioral analysis, a BCBA.
Oh.
So she wants to write the lesson plans and all for kids with autism.
Oh.
She
Oh,
practices
wow.
a lot. She practices a lot on her dad. I don't know why, but
Yeah,
yeah. So yeah, man, life's crazy how it works.
Yeah.
that's cool. Yeah. So, I mean, all your kids are athletes. You know, hey, you guys.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Come on.
Jewel played soccer. Does that count?
Counts.
She played soccer.
I did not. Our daughter did. What are you talking about?
You know what's crazy? Bobby Delgado.
Yeah.
Bobby, shout out to Bobby because Bobby listens to every episode.
Yeah.
He'll text me.
I don't
and
know
say-
if it's his niece
Yeah,
or his daughter that
It-
plays softball.
and that's Adrian's daughter.
Adrian's daughter.
Adrian
Yes.
Bishop Delgado, yeah.
So her mom reached out to me when
Yeah.
she found out I was
Venetia,
coaching college.
Which
She-
is Sandy's cousin, by the
She
way.
reached out to me on Facebook, and we talked about her daughter a little bit. So she was asking some questions, and it was awesome, you know.
Yeah.
So it was good. As she was going through the recruiting process, she started asking me a bunch of questions. About
That's
it,
cool.
which is
Yeah,
So-
so she's a good, she's a really good-
Well, she's on a really good team, so you
Yeah.
know, that Top Gun team's no joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's funny how it's full circle.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
And I do a lot of recruiting for Weber, you know, so I deal with that every day. And that was one of the things whenever I started coaching college, you know, I enjoyed the travel ball side because I enjoyed it. There's nothing like, I never got paid to coach, and I still don't. There's nothing like a girl that you've coached and you've facilitated talking to the college coach about, and then she goes to a camp and she calls you up almost crying, saying that this is it, I found my spot, I'm going to commit here. That's payment for your soul as a coach. So I didn't want to lose that. So I told Todd that, which is our head coach, and he told me, he said, you're going to do the same thing, but you're just going to be on the opposite side of that. You're still going to help them reach their goal, but now you're going to give them that opportunity. And it's true. It's hard to tell a kid no that wants to go to Weber. That's the hardest part. But when you tell a kid that wants to go to Weber that, you know, hey, we want you, and this is the scholarship we're going to give you,
That's
and they
cool.
get all excited. So,
Yeah.
So
So
I get
you've
to-
been at Weber for 4 years.
Oh, I've been there for 3. She
3.
played there for 4.
Oh, so you didn't start right away when
didn't.
she was a freshman.
I
Got
didn't.
it. Oh, okay.
I didn't start until the coaching change.
It was junior year. when I
Junior.
started.
Oh, okay.
They went to the College World Series her sophomore year.
Oh, okay.
And then right after that, the coach that was there now, she moved on to another school, and then that's when Todd came in, and I came in.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Is that in Omaha as well?
No, this one is in Columbus, Georgia.
Okay.
You know, where they played. You know, the Olympics were in Atlanta in '96. They built this stadium in Columbus for the Olympics. It's a really nice stadium. They kept up on it, and that's where the right now that's where the NEI World Series is.
Oh, okay.
It's about a 6-hour drive for us, so it's kind of nice. But I think they're moving it to Vegas, so
Oh, wow.
everything's moving to Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay.
You know, staying on this sports thing, the you guys are going to the game on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How'd you get tickets? Did you buy it here or there? Or?
No, I bought them. I just bought them through Ticketmaster.
Okay, and you found where are you sitting at?
So we're in section 327, row 4.
I have no idea what it is.
Yeah. So it's the upper level, but it's like on the 35-yard line, the chief side of the field.
Okay.
4 rows from the front. So it's really
Yeah.
they're really good
Yeah,
seats.
so-
So.
Are they they more expensive
Yes.
on the Chiefs side
No.
than if you would have went to the opposing side?
They're the same.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't
As you get down lower, they're a little, you know, like
Yeah.
even up the upper deck. Like if you have the nosebleeds, they're cheaper than that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and as they, you know, the past 4 years when they keep winning, they keep getting expensive.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and that suck.
yeah.
They need to start losing.
What's going to happen if they lose?
I don't want
again?
them to be Dallas. What?
What's going to happen if they lose again? So they've gotten so damn lucky this season,
But
on multiple games where it's like that one split second thing, and they should have lost.
So I'm gonna disagree with you,
Give it to me.
and not just as a Chiefs fan, but as a coach.
Sure.
Luck has nothing to do with this game. You know, to me, luck is not in sports. You know, you create that by,
But
by your work ethic, your practice. You know, so if they didn't have a championship mindset, they would get blown out of some of these games. That part I will agree with you.
Yeah,
because they
I can see
shouldn't
that.
let a team like the Raiders. You know, the Raiders are struggling. They shouldn't let them hang around. You know, but they did. They, instead of folding, instead of letting the Raiders take control, they went back on. You know, hey, we're the championship team here, and they hung on and won.
But I agree with you though
Hold on,
because
let me push
because-
back on that. If they were in that, if it's the work ethic and their championship mentality,
Yeah.
why are they letting the Raiders be neck and neck this entire game?
Well, that
Is that
you know,
one of those?
what I'm saying is the luck is the part where this last week
Fumble, like
that was luck.
What would you say-
Because we didn't have control of that at all. That was their
Not player
mistake.
influence or-
I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
happened.
literally, the Chiefs staff had the same view we did. You know, everybody's just waiting to see what's going to happen.
Yep.
You can't do anything about it.
Right.
You know, the defense coordinator can't do anything about it. You know, yeah, you got your play call, whatever, but we just got to let it happen. Let the special teams try
That's
to do
it.
their thing. So, no, it was a field goal, right? No, they
That was the Denver
that was
game
the
when we blocked
other
the field
game.
goal.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
block field goal.
Okay, no, I didn't
would
need to go
agree
back
with
that
you
way,
there,
but-
Yes.
except again, why are we letting it come this close?
No, I listen.
You
and,
know?
and as a Chiefs fan, yeah, I don't want it that close. My heart can't take it. But to your point, was it luck or was it the lack of preparation on the Raiders' part?
See, that's
Right.
that's what I was going to ask.
Right.
So, what was?
But it still has
O'Donnell
nothing to
doing?
do with us.
Right.
I would
McDonald-
say, wouldn't that be them showing up to the plate to keep it neck and neck?
So-
wouldn't that be the Raiders overperforming
So-
if they were the underdog, and then they just couldn't close it out?
So as
you
a
know?
and you remember being a Dallas fan in the '90s when they
Let me be fair,
marked-
I'm a Cowboys fan as well, so I'm
well,
Yeah.
I'm all coming from the outside for you.
So in the '90s, they beat everybody. You know, so anybody they play, it didn't matter who they play. They could play the school of the blind. They're going to get their best game. You know, and I think that's where the Chiefs are right now. Everybody wants to, because you see it online. The refs are helping the Chiefs. The refs are helping the Chiefs. Watch the game. You know, they don't really. I mean, the refs are horrible right now.
we're watching that right tackle.
So yeah. So when I say it's lack of preparation, it's because the Raiders are so amped up. We're about to beat the world champs,
Yeah.
and they screwed
all
up.
of Vegas
and they screwed
was
up.
all of Vegas
Yeah.
was just like, yeah,
And they
it's
screwed
over.
it up.
It's even Denver said it's over. We're gonna hit this field goal,
Yeah,
you know, and they
screwed
get it
up.
blocked.
Mm-hmm.
But what
That
was
was coaching. Though.
what was the
Yeah.
quarterback doing when that fumble?
So
What do you-
he on his interview, you know, he said
okay,
that.
so I haven't seen any.
We
Yeah.
haven't seen any of that yet.
Okay, so he said that he was barking out and he yelled at he said something and it made the, you know how the tackle or the guard will tap the center when it's time to hike.
Yeah.
Because it's so loud you can't hear. So he said when he made the call that forced the guard
in
to
his
tap,
cadence. Oh, okay.
and then he hiked it. And they
It
went
was
in.
supposed to be a silent count.
Yes.
Right.
Because it was, I mean, false start could have put them in first and kept it for a field goal, maybe.
Yeah.
Whatever it was,
Because
it was supposed to be a
gonna
silent count.
It was going to be a far field goal
But,
anyway.
but my question is, why was he looking to the sideline?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's. The
I
thing.
thought it looked like he was barking an audible.
He might
No,
have been.
I,
He might have
I don't
been.
know. To me, if you look at the replay, he's looking at the sideline. To me, I thought he was like trying to figure out what
The play was?
play, not the play was, but are we getting ready? What are we doing, coach? You know,
Yeah.
and then the ball was snapped.
But
you
again,
know?
so this guy, that it's his first year in a starting role.
Yeah.
I would say them getting to that point is them overperforming, and the Chiefs letting them be there is
Yeah.
the Chiefs
So
underperforming.
a lot of
You
these
know what I
teams
mean?
are. I think
Yeah.
a lot of these teams who've gotten that close with the Chiefs are saying, okay, we can't f up. Let's not f up.
Right.
You know, then everything's on them.
Yeah.
Sure.
We
sure,
f up,
sure.
they're gonna beat us, and that's what they're doing.
That's yeah.
You know, and then
You know-
so like the Ravens when they're touchdown, tippy toe.
Yeah.
Know, so, you know, it's just little mistakes by everybody else's. So
But you know, so going back to your point, if there was luck involved, and listen, and I still don't believe that, but if there was luck involved, then every single Super Bowl that we've won, we've been behind by 10 points. Is that lucky that we come
Oh
back
yeah.
and win?
No.
You know?
No, I
No.
feel like that's more strategy though. But when it's the one play,
Yeah. But I mean, isn't
that's where I'm-
one play away from
but I mean,
winning or losing. It's
in
just-
sports,
it's crazy.
In sports, there's a lot of one plays. You know, if you basketball, if you're going to overtime and there's 3 seconds left on the clock and you got the ball, that's one play. You either hit it or you don't. You know, and in baseball or
But there's
softball,
plays you can draw for that. You can say
Sure.
LeBron's getting this instead of
yeah, it did work out for him last night.
Kevin Love. You know what I mean?
What-
like
for who?
for the Lakers.
What they lose again?
Yeah,
They're like
they're
going downhill
Yeah.
really quick,
But you know, yeah,
which is good for me.
it's great. I love it.
Yeah.
Anyways, but you can set up the scenario for it. But again, I would say if you're the contender, letting it get that close. I mean, shit. That I say that about the NBA all the time. It's like, why is it coming down to the last second all the time in these games? That's that's terrible prep.
The other thing you got to think about too is everybody on that football field is a professional athlete.
For sure.
So, that has a lot to do with it. You see these somebody. It's like in the draft. You see these kids in college that kill it, and then you come to the NFL and be like, oh, they're not so good anymore. Well, it's because everybody's a professional.
Yeah.
Everybody in college isn't going to make the NFL.
All right.
Sure.
So
how they've. Well,
I was going to say, like, the way those close games that we've won, it's been offense, or it was the defense, or it was the special teams. And then this one, it had to be the fans to create that much noise. Maybe that threw them all off, right?
You married her. She makes sense.
You remember when Elway asked the refs to tell the crowd to be quiet at Arrowhead?
Yeah, that worked out great. Can you guys be quiet, please? Sure.
Yeah, I can't hear the plays. Can you tell everybody?
I remember that. And what's crazy about Sunday's game is they're commemorating when we broke the record for the loudest outdoor stadium in NFL.
Okay.
They're going to talk about that this Sunday, so that's going to be pretty
Sweet.
cool.
The only reason I brought it up is I don't think a Chiefs fan can take the stretch of that close games and go into the playoffs like, oh, we're going to make it to another Super Bowl.
No, listen, and
that's what I'm saying. It's like I know it's a game of seconds. It's a game of one play, but Lord, they are just getting so lucky at that one point for something to happen in multiple games. They should be 4 or 5 loss team.
And a lot of Chiefs fans are saying, some Chiefs fans are saying, we're just getting lucky. Yeah. But you know what? We're winning, and we're going to three-peat and shut the fuck up.
Some people are
11-1's 11-1.
Some people are saying the Cowboys can make it to the Super Bowl. No, I'm just
actually, if you look at the playoffs, they still have a chance right now. Which is
Micah
crazy.
Parsons said that we're
Not
coming.
with the Commanders doing so well.
And then there's even there was a meme out there that said Dak will be ready for that game.
I think they're ready without him.
They would not.
Really. No.
I mean,
the Commanders doing so well. We're looking like the third or fourth best team in the
His
NFC
pockets are fat, but you know what? That's
the problem with Dallas is Jerry Jones.
Oh yeah. And how long have you said that?
For a while.
A long time.
Let me throw this out there then real quick.
Okay.
I was talking to a guy at work about that. I don't know that the last, let's say, 3 years of decision making has been Jerry Jones like. I don't know that he's making those same. I don't think Jerry Jones would have given Dak a long, gigantic contract. I think we'll find somebody else, pay them some money, and work a 1 to 2 year type thing. I don't think a Jerry Jones would bring Zeke back after we said we don't need this guy.
Who do you think it is? His son?
I don't know. I just don't think those don't seem like classic Jerry Jones decisions. So maybe his hands not on the wheel completely, but I think he's an easy scapegoat for everyone to say, none of these people are doing it. It's just that guy up there. No, they're just
kind of did that.
Shitting the bed 100%.
There might be some truth to that because they kind of did that to Al Davis before he gave up.
He got out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
he's going that same route.
I was upset when Al Davis, because he was great for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
He couldn't drive. He was horrible at that.
You need to make a trip to Vegas sometime for the Chiefs game.
To go to Arrowhead West.
Yeah.
Arrowhead West.
I mean, we're playing.
We even won a Super Bowl there.
Yeah, you're right.
I know, right? It's their stadium. We plan to go. Actually, talking about Bobby Delgado, he had already invited us. He says, "Hey, if the Cowboys go to Vegas next year for a game, let's
That'd
do
be
it."
Fun, man.
Yeah. So that's
the Sphere. I want to see the Sphere. That's what I want. Have you seen that thing out there?
Yeah.
I want to go inside.
No, inside of it, the concert's like crazy.
I haven't seen anything like that.
Crazy.
Yeah. But anyway, so I have here, and I'm gonna ask you if you agree with this: the top hardest positions to play in sports.
Okay.
All right.
Where'd you get this info from? We always got to ask him because.
And I never have an answer for it. I don't know, ESPN? Fuck, I don't know. I don't know who it was. I can't remember who put
Are we
this
talking
list up.
about a particular sport?
Any sport. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you if you could play this position, or maybe you're like, no, because it's too fucking hard to play. Catcher.
Very difficult.
Yeah. Have
because you're the quarterback.
You've done it before, though, right?
I haven't.
No,
I'm
you
left-handed.
never...
I'm left-handed, so
Yeah.
I always grew up my left-handers don't catch.
Back me, Little League, there was this kid that was on another team, the Turner Cleaners is what they were called. Yeah. Sponsored by, that. And his kid was a lefty. He was pretty damn good because he was a pitcher. He was that one kid that was a pitcher and a catcher,
Yeah.
played wherever, and he made the catching position look cool because it was on the left side.
Yeah.
So
Would it
I was
require just
I was
one extra hop.
Well, it's tough, because think about it. The majority of the batters are right-handed.
That's what I'm saying.
but see a lot. You know what
Shuffle
he
to the
was good
right
at
and
though,
throw?
is boom and then throwing the first.
Yeah, yeah.
That was easy for him.
Okay.
Right. You know. Yeah, because
Line
he
of
had
sight
that
for that.
angle, and it was hard. Yeah.
But I had a girl try out for me once when I had a travel ball team. She was left-handed, and she was pretty good, but I didn't take her because it looked weird to me. I'll be honest. I don't.
yeah.
I see a lot of
being a lefty.
and I would think I would have trouble coaching her, because
Through
how do
the
I help her when I
difficulty of
don't?
that? Yeah.
She was a lefty,
She was a lefty.
but you were a lefty.
Yeah, but I never caught. you
Right.
know? So everything in my head as far as coaching
That's where
goes,
YouTube comes in.
well, hey, listen, yeah. But you know what? Here's the thing about YouTube. YouTube's great, but then like I say, you're trying to fix something. You always get that one YouTube with got Uncle Bubba on there. Hey, we're gonna fix something, and the ones that burning the house down.
Yeah.
So that'd be the YouTube that I'd watch to help that kid. So it wouldn't work out good.
Now, YouTube helps me a lot.
It does absolutely. YouTube's a
yeah.
great tool.
Yeah, I've become certified plumber, certified mechanic, certified. Yeah. How about what's up?
Certified
How-
ordained minister.
I'm an ordained minister.
Yeah.
I am. I'm an
A,
ordained
a
minister.
podcast host.
There you go. Yep.
Did you YouTube that?
No,
No.
Oh,
no, I didn't YouTube. It was something I picked up from the '90s. Listening to
he's
Opie
been
Anthony.
listening for a long time.
Oh, speaking of the '90s, remember the time that you and I met up at Hooters for lunch?
Oh my gosh, I
We
remember.
went, so we when we were in Cancun, Jaime and I we all went to we hit a Hooters, and then it brought up that story there. I was like, yeah, you know what, Gerald picked me up one day. Or no, I met you at Metcalf, the Hooters on Metcalf.
Yeah, 95th or whatever.
And then you said, how many wings can you eat? And at the time I was like, I don't know, I'm hungry though. And I think you ordered 50,
Yeah,
and we ate them all.
yeah.
That was horrible.
It was.
I was it was just, that day was just horrible after eating.
But they were
I ate-
good.
Yeah.
Danny, when Danny would to go back to Big D.
Yeah.
We used to go eat lunch when we were at the elevator, and he would order 50 by himself.
Dang.
That's crazy.
By himself.
Yeah.
I thought he was ordering for the whole table. No, it's
Just
fine.
meat
What are you
and
getting?
sauce.
Yeah, I get the 50 wings. Yeah, what do you want? And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just remember that you and I went to and that Hooters is still there, I
I
think.
think
It is,
so.
is it?
Yeah,
I
I think
think it
so.
is.
Yeah.
Anyway, oh, okay. How about cornerback?
Cornerback?
Defense back.
Probably if I was more athletic,
Hmm.
I could do that, I think. Maybe.
Yeah. You coached football for a while too, right?
No, I didn't really. No.
You didn't coach it when I thought you helped Poncho and
Oh, yeah.
you
You're
did
right.
for
I did,
Heritage.
I did.
Those good old days.
Yeah, I think I was just more to be a cheerleader there than coaching a little bit. But yeah, I might be able to play quarterback if I was more athletic.
Mm-hmm.
But I was more built like a maybe
Lineman.
Yeah. Remember when we used to play turkey ball every year?
You remember this?
Oh my God, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was
'Cause we
more
used to
like
kick everybody's ass,
We
man.
did.
Yeah.
He was a good. You ask about basketball, he's a good quarterback too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That was it, yeah.
I feel like corners are scrutinized real hard.
they are
Because
they're on an island.
I would say the opposite of you doing a good job is the best result for the opposite side. You know, a touchdown and celebrating in your face.
The opposite is Tyreek Hill doing this as he runs.
Exactly. So, and then you're a clip or you're a sports card or something like
Right.
that. But like, so your wins, yeah, they might be big, but your losses, oh, they're going to see all of them. You know.
Yeah. Were you guys excited when you guys got Tyreek down there in Florida?
Oh, I didn't care.
You didn't care.
Because
Yeah, they're
I'm not a
not-
Dolphins fan.
Yeah,
I
okay.
wasn't happy that the Chiefs. I understood why they let him go. I wasn't happy about it, And then everybody was saying, "Well, you guys, you're no good now without Tyreek." And we won a Super Bowl, and I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
And now There was I showed them a meme on Facebook. 2024, he has 4 touchdown passes. He's had 5 kids in 2024, so he had more kids than touchdown catches this year. So,
Damn. That's all he's had though, his first touchdowns?
4, yeah.
That's
Well, because
really-
Tua has been hurt all season.
Yeah.
So the other quarterback.
They don't throw it to him.
So he's like, all right, well, if Tua's not playing, I'm not playing.
Yeah, I can't throw that far.
But he's
runs too
back out.
fast.
Tua's back playing again, right?
Yeah, yeah.
He's one hit away from done,
Be
right?
dead.
That too, yeah.
Oh man.
How about a relief pitcher? Do you ever pitch baseball?
I did. Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
I could be a relief pitcher.
Say this one of
You have to have a mindset for that, though,
Right.
because you're coming in there when you're not coming in there when everything's are roses and
Right.
you're coming in there
Dandelions,
when the chaos is happening and
Yeah.
What do you think the
disasters.
average of pitches is? 20,
A relief
30?
pitcher?
Yeah, for relief.
Depends on which one. Yeah, like
Or like how good you
at
are.
max.
How good
probably,
you are, it should
probably
be
20, 30
less.
pitches max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soccer goalie?
Well, I covered quite a bit of the ground already, so maybe. I probably no.
No.
I don't even want nothing to do with the soccer field. I know
you
you
You got,
don't.
you got
Even
an
hockey
arm
goalie.
length there.
How
Right?
about a hockey
Is
goalie?
it?
No, that thing's hard.
A hockey goalie, right?
That looks like it hurts.
That's got to be hard on the knees.
Yeah.
You ever see their knees just
Yeah.
their feet go this way and their
It's
oh,
like
that,
Hang
maybe
on.
I'm
worse
Let's
than
go
a
back to soccer.
catcher.
Oh, here we go.
Is soccer
I
not
think I'm in
big
trouble.
in Florida?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is.
It has
Soccer's
to be big.
everywhere.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
it's the fastest growing sport in the U.S.
Okay.
For youth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Softball second, by the way.
Is it?
but I think a lot of soccer, as it's getting bigger. I think it helps the kids get ready for other sports as well.
It does.
It
right?
leads into it. Yeah.
It leads into
You have to be.
basketball.
Listen, and soccer players are extremely athletic.
right?
You know, and you have to be athletic to play soccer. So.
And you got to be dramatic to play soccer as well.
That's true.
So they take drama classes, and they
Some of the best basketball players I bet played soccer because they can flop with the best of them.
LeBron James.
La flop.
Yeah. I saw him make contact with another guy, and the guy went down and holding, and then LeBron was like, "Oh," like, he went. I was like, "Come on, dude."
And he says he's better than Jordan.
I know, right?
I can't have that argument. I'm not having that. Are you having?
Right.
You think he's better?
Jose likes to argue that.
How do you turn that off? His microphone.
We're not gonna go that route because we could be on that. We could be.
100%.
That's a whole episode.
The rest of the weekend, I'm going to miss the Chiefs game.
The quarterback position.
No,
That is really hard.
it's really hard.
I mean,
That's-
us
could-
playing street football was easy. You know, the
No.
play calls.
You have to see.
the-
You have to see the play way before it happens.
Yeah.
And I think you have to be. Doug Flutie, I mean, yeah, he made it. Drew Brees for being 5'8", 5'9", 5'10", whatever they were. But a lot of these quarterbacks, how tall is Mahomes?
6'3".
6'3". Okay, yeah, be over. You got to be over 6'3"
You know, yeah, and I think as a quarterback, you have to be a
to
good,
make it to that level.
You have to
especially.
be a good defensive coordinator to be a quarterback
Pretty
Yes.
because you have to be able to read that defense
Yep.
before it happens.
Okay, so
Yep.
do you enjoy listening to Tony Romo, or are you one of those guys who can't stand
No,
listening? to him?
listen. I think that he brings a little bit. I think he gets carried away sometimes, but I think that he does bring a lot to the game because of his experience. I don't mind listening to him.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of people hate on him.
I don't like
but
Chris
I
Collinsworth.
think they're seeing the
Oof, I
difference
can't stand
though with Brady also commentating now.
He's
'Cause
starting
He's
to-
doing the same thing of like this is what I would do in that scenario. Let's see what they do.
Brady's first 2 or 3 games was horrible.
And they were all like the Cowboys
Absolutely.
games. They were the Cowboys games.
Absolutely,
He's gotta get
garbage,
used to it.
man.
But-
And then you're right. He did change his cadence up a little bit.
I think he had
He's-
to. I
he
think-
started going back to what I was a quarterback. And that's what works
Mm-hmm.
for that. Yeah.
So I think they're going to be less harsh on Romo once Brady gets into once you start feeling it. But there's times where Romo's like, "Oh no, they're going to throw this slant right across here to him," and
They
they
do,
do
yeah.
exactly that. And
So
it's just
Jim, this is what I would do right here.
his
You know,
brain
and-
going through that position and that play.
The-
or even the
you think he could be a good coach,
Who's that? Romo?
Romo?
no.
I don't think so. I think he might be able to like younger kids, a quarterback coach or something.
Yeah.
But
Maybe up in the booth,
yeah.
calling
Set up in
game
the booth.
plan.
Call
Oh,
plays.
yeah,
Maybe call
yeah.
plays. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could see that.
See, because Aikman didn't. I don't remember hearing that Aikman was horrible. I mean, he's doing Monday Night Football, and he's like on 20 years now, or however long
Yeah.
he's been doing it with
Can,
Buck.
can we all agree that Aikman's Super Bowls are because of the team he was on?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely agree.
I was born in '92, but I've tried to go back and watch some games. He throws the ball away so much;
Yeah.
it's terrible to watch.
Emmett Smith was
Terrible to
freaking
watch.
unbelievable
Yeah.
for that team.
And my nephew over here had no idea who Daryl Moose Johnson was.
When his name has
Shelton
never come up in a conversation in my 32 years of life.
And he was the reason, not only
Yeah.
the offensive line,
Yeah.
but the Moose
He
put
opened-
where Emmett is.
He opened some holes up for sure.
Yeah, he took a beating.
He did.
You know.
And they had the offensive line that were just like road graders, man. that
Right.
team, that Dallas team was unbelievable.
Yeah, that was good times.
So
You made
just
me cry.
live through those memories right now. Just
all I
live
can.
through those memories.
That's all I
Yep.
The left tackle. Is that that's got to be a
That's
Blindside.
tough, man. Especially now.
protect to protect the
as,
blind side. Yeah,
as athletic as those defensive ends are now, and fast, and
right.
yeah,
Like a Micah Parsons.
I mean, exactly. I mean, you watch it on TV, and it's kind of like when you watch. I saw a picture of Chris Jones standing next to just a regular person. You don't realize how big that dude is.
Yeah.
Because when you're watching on TV, they're all big.
Yeah.
So left tackle, they're all quick. Left tackles are quick. So
For their size, yeah.
For their size. So yeah, I can't do that.
To go up against Chris Jones, that's crazy.
I think right now they're getting a lot of that scrutiny too. Like I said, the right tackle of just people pulling off the line a little bit early.
Yeah.
And now that for whatever reason we're scrutinizing it. I mean, you can see it on the camera.
Yeah.
Because it's multiple teams, but
Listen, man, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, because those guys are fast.
yeah.
It's just like going back to me coaching college, I coach first base, and every girl that gets on first, I said, we're leaving early until he calls it. So I make them leave early, because in college, you or in softball, you can't leave the bag until the pitcher releases the ball.
Correct.
Because we're only 60 feet away.
Are we giving away the sauce?
We're giving away the sauce. I'm in Kansas and I coach in Florida, so hopefully.
Okay, all right.
But I tell her, I said, every girl, I watch the first base umpire, and I said, we're leaving early until when he calls it, then we'll back off. But until we call it, she led a lot of stolen bases, because I wouldn't have to tell her, because she would just do that. She would just take off early, and if they're not paying attention, then the other team knew, because they were throwing a fit about it, but they don't count.
They're leaving early.
So yeah, it's the same thing with that. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last but not least, the point guard position.
No.
Yeah. That was fun, because again, that was the quarterback position.
That's the quarterback position,
and I
right.
loved it.
Yeah.
And I loved it because the dishing. I'd rather get an assist than a point.
I got a great thing that you're going to really appreciate. So one of the girls that I know very well in Florida, that I've like coached her, but not on the team, but I've coached with her and her mom. Her name is Mia Williams, and she's going to be she was the second baseman for the University of Florida this year as a freshman. She's going to be their shortstop now. Her mom and her dad both played at Florida. Her mom was a Olympic athlete. This girl's really phenomenal.
Yeah.
And her dad played in the NBA. White Chocolate. Remember White Chocolate?
Yeah.
That's her dad. So, she's unbelievable. And Jason Williams, which is her dad.
Yeah.
He, that dude, man, that dude
phenomenal.
was, yeah. So when I talk to him, he's a super good, nice guy. I tell him, I said, I remember watching you play all the time, and you either had like the best highlight reel in the world or the worst turnover in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
He said, yeah, man, that's the way you roll. He said, you just play. It's street ball. All I did was play street ball.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Chris Weber, remember?
Yeah.
They're like buds. But that if you want to YouTube a basketball player, a point guard, YouTube that guy.
And they called him White Chocolate.
They called him White Chocolate because he didn't play like he was a white guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was pretty damn good. He
Yeah.
was really good.
Is
he was. What's up?
the point guard still a position?
It should be. Whether it
But
is or
it?
not, it should be.
What is it though?
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still out there.
Not the way it used to be.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
got-
because LeBron can play the point
Yeah.
as
Can run
well
point.
as a big man.
Dame Lillard can run point.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the thing, like NBA is so crazy now when you got, because LeBron's what, 6'8" or 6 whatever,
Huge.
and he could play point.
Yeah.
But
But back in the day, it wasn't like that.
But some
Yeah.
teams you can use it like the Knicks, who I still watch, still enjoy. Brunson, he's a great point guard.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, he's a great point. Yeah. And
Hot take: Steph Curry ruined basketball for everybody.
Steph Curry.
Especially the defenders that try to defend him.
For his 3-point shooting ruined the fundamentals of
Yeah, because he'll just
what everyone's doing in all of those positions.
Yeah.
Kids
What-
all of a sudden want to shoot every 3 in the world.
You know what? I mean,
That's just the basketball.
Caitlin Clark did the same thing. I think
Yeah.
there's going to be a
Yeah.
lot of girls out there.
I
They're
think
going to be wanting shooting.
I think it's all
shooting-
stemming from that.
shooting from the logo.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
I mean, you see clips all the time of kids in like 8th grade, and they're just trying to pull up from
Anyway,
an NBA 3
Anyway,
in the fucking gym.
I'm checking in. Burn. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm open.
yeah, I'm open. Yeah, give me the ball.
What do you think of Caitlin Clark, since you were a big basketball guy?
She turned us on into the women's
Yes,
sport.
I agree.
You know, I mean, we would watch college. I love watching girls college basketball. You know, we've seen it live. There was one time when Oklahoma was the shit back in the day, and we got to see them here. You know, at the
Yeah.
Sprint. You know, it was cool. But then, you know, she's kind of changed the game a little bit. Like Steph Curry did, and yeah, we watched her. Oh,
Yeah.
she's on tonight. Let's watch. You
Yeah,
know what's she gonna do
exactly.
tonight?
She did make
She
us a
changed it.
fan. But we did have somebody in here that was a baller and played
yeah.
in college, and she was like, but there are a lot of girls that are like Caitlin.
There are.
She just happened to get all of the.
And I agree with that.
I mean, this
Yeah.
is So
Yeah. Speaking of
100
Lexi Hughes,
yeah,
see, I coached her. I mean, I'm not getting any credit, but I mean, I coached her when bitty ball.
yeah,
Yeah.
So she gives me credit. Yeah, you're the one who's helped me start playing basketball. You know, that's as far as I get. You know, and then yeah, she becomes. We watched her play at KU. She was playing for Missouri State,
Okay.
and then when we heard she was coming here to play in Lawrence, so we're like, yeah, we got to go watch her play. And she performed for us. You know, she
Nice.
hit
Yeah.
25 points.
So there
It was
are
just-
other girls out
Absolutely.
there, you know. But
Absolutely. So to the girls like her, what I would say was like I would think that they would appreciate what Caitlin Clark did.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's bringing the spotlight onto their
Right,
sport.
yes,
That-
I-
it needs to be brought to them
Yeah.
because look how much NBA players make. And now,
Yes.
granted, they don't draw. Women's basketball doesn't draw like NBA, but I think they have the potential of doing that because that's a pure. To me, watching women's college basketball is
Yes.
like watching minor league baseball. That's pure game.
yes,
It's they're not playing. You know, when they hit a ground ball to shortstop in minor league baseball, they're hauling ass to first base. When a major league baseball player hits a ground ball to shortstop, they're jogging.
Yeah.
yeah,
You know, so that's the difference. And the same thing with the NBA. You know, they lollygag back and forth. Women's basketball don't do that. They get after it. So,
You know, but,
So-
you know what? Bobby Witt didn't. He didn't jog.
well, and look at where it got him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me ask this though. I get that there's other people like Caitlin Clark that didn't get the spotlight. But like, she changed the game by just playing the game.
She's
Yeah.
good.
Like
Yeah.
with her early time at Iowa, she wasn't doing extravagant things. She was just playing the sport. So that's where I'd push back of like, she broke records by just playing the sport, and then everything else came with it. Where
Right.
You can't hate on her for that. If she was a showboat, if she was in the media for
Right.
whatever other different reasons, then you could probably be skeptical about how she got there. But she
Right.
just played the game.
I agree. I agree with you. Yes, I agree with
She's
you.
good. It's just like Angel Reese, you know, her like arch nemesis or something. She has a lot to do with the game changing too.
Yeah,
You know, like it or not. I mean, you may not like her the way she is off the court or even on the court,
Right.
but the way she played the game, the way she
She
rebounds
can't
the
make a
game.
layup.
But
Her thing is,
she's the Dennis Rodman of the women's NBA.
I don't even know if she plays defense like that though.
But Dennis Rodman, man, he would rebound everything, and he wasn't the biggest guy out there.
You
He
see,
just-
she's getting her own rebound
That's
3-4
the-
times in a possession.
remember what I said?
It's
Remember what I said earlier? If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Maybe you miss on purpose to get you on
Crazy.
pack your
There's-
stats.
Okay,
And they were
I
talking
need-
about rookie of the year.
I need three
Oh,
more.
yeah.
I need 3 more rebounds to break this record.
Dink, dink.
Okay.
It's kind of wild
like
that they
the
let
Michael
her
drill.
get all those rebounds. I'll give you that. Like,
Yeah.
who's letting her just get her own ball back?
Listen, you know how hard it is to miss a 3-foot layup?
Incredibly
She's got to
difficult.
practice doing that.
Yeah.
We talking about practice, man.
Practice.
Oh man!
Listen,
But yeah, they're all putting light onto the sport. They're bringing fans
Yeah,
in. They're
that's what
bringing
it takes, man.
Yeah.
all
You
the
know,
craziness.
You know, obviously, I'm a big softball guy, so I bring it in back to because our professional softball is garbage. You know, we have the athletes unlimited. You know, but that's a very small portion. If Major League Baseball would step in the same way the NBA did for the WNBA,
Yeah.
then women's softball would just take off of that much more.
True.
But I don't ever see them
True.
doing that.
Yeah.
My only retort is every year they put out the numbers, like they're still hemorrhaging money. The WNBA is
Of
even
course
to
they
this
are.
point. Like,
Of course they are.
haven't been green $1 yet.
Yeah,
So,
but I think if you see the report for this year, they're getting closer. You know, and if they start, and Caitlin Clark's a big
Yeah.
reason for that. So
Yeah.
But
we
we'll
know
have to see
somebody
what's
who
going to
played-
happen
Right.
now that she's not in the WNBA.
right,
Yeah.
So is she gone from the WNBA?
she's talking. Well,
They're talking about playing overseas.
yeah,
I thought she'd
Right.
already committed.
I don't know.
thought she'd already
No,
left.
I thought Lexi
but like
said
you don't
that
have
she
to
wasn't.
leave the WNBA to go do that. It's off season.
I don't think I don't think she's committed to like totally leaving the WNBA. Yet.
Oh, okay.
She just needs to go to the Big 3. Let Ice Cube take care of her.
Right there you go, man.
Why?
I don't know, because he's Ice
Because
Cube.
he'll pay.
No.
Thank you.
Because he'll pay.
Because he's part of the NWA.
That's right.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. You remember listening to the NWA?
I do. I do. And what was the
I
other
think
one?
you introduced me to the NWA.
No, I did not. I'll be like, what does NWA stand for? Oh, okay. I know. Now,
Yeah. It was
you know.
it was neighbors with attitudes.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was too.
Yeah, we had some of those. Yeah. Anyway, thinking of that, I'm gonna change the subject. We talked about this earlier. I text you something, and then I don't know what I remember texting you. What was the craziest thing you've ever witnessed?
Yeah, so I actually had to think about that, surprisingly enough, because I don't, So there's a couple of
Yeah.
things.
Well, thanks, Sandy, real quick, because I was gonna put you on the spot, but Sandy's like, what, you should text him, maybe,
Yes.
get the mind moving a little bit.
We would have changed the subject if that would have happened. Probably. So it did get the mind moving, like all night I could sleep. No, I'm just, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. So there's a couple. There's one that kind of brings back to what we've been talking about, sports.
Yeah.
So a few years ago, when I was still coaching travel ball, we had this. I was a part of the Firecracker organization, which is the largest women's organization in the country, and they're out of California.
Yeah.
But I had a team in Florida, and they had a Firecracker Bat Buster Invitational, which are the two huge organizations, and it was in Florida. So we're playing each other, and then there's probably, I don't know, 30 or 40 teams from each organization there. Then they have this all-star thing that's on the baseball field. So the Atlanta Braves at that time played their spring training at this facility, the USSSA facility, and they had a home run derby. So you could pick a couple of girls. They picked a couple of girls throughout the tournament and invited them to the home run derby.
Okay.
And we were first year 16U players. So Taylor was actually in the home run derby, and another girl on my team, Faith, was in the home run derby. Faith actually won, and Taylor took third. So they're doing this home run derby. They put the fake fence up, because Major League Baseball park, center field's 400 feet and 375 in the hours. It's big. And then the pros came in. Well, you remember Laura Chamberlain that played for Oklahoma? Do you remember her? College softball.
I don't.
So at the time, she had broke the record for the most home runs in college softball history. She had like 110 or something.
110
in her career, her 4-year career.
Wow. Okay.
So they get up and start doing an exhibition, and she's probably 5'5", 5'6", at best, and at the time she was probably, 135, so she's not very big. So she gets up and starts doing an exhibition, and she's hitting the ball over the Major League Baseball fence.
Dang.
No.
Oh yeah,
Like way over.
it was.
I believe you.
It was incredible, and I'm like. And you see slow pitch guys do that, but these guys are like 6'6",
Yeah.
300 pounds.
Yeah.
And,
All the power.
yeah, and they're and the bats that they used back then. But this was like front toss. So I mean, in fast pitch, the faster they throw, the faster it goes out.
Yeah. The hardest.
So front toss, you're maybe throwing at 45 miles an hour tops, and she's hitting the ball that far. I thought that's unbelievable.
Damn.
Unbelievable.
Consistently.
Yeah, consistently. So that's one of the things. But the other thing was a little worse than that. Remember I told you I did
Real quick, before you get to that.
yeah.
I had a topic suggestion of talking about the size and shape of baseball fields. And
Yeah.
he said no to it.
Well,
Here we are talking about the length of a baseball field and hitting home runs.
Big mod.
He forgets.
He said he forgets.
Yeah.
It was in text too.
So the other one was it's a little more it's completely different. So remember I told you I used to do the security stuff at the Chiefs and the concerts and things like that. So it was here in Kansas City at what's that, the City Market. There was a concert at City Market, and I was working like the pit, where they do, where they right in front of the stage. I was supervising those guys. And there was a call that came over the radio that this girl had passed out, which happens a lot, there. So, and she was closer to where they do the, like the soundboard in the middle, they had it all fenced off. So I go over there and this girl was passed out, and she was pretty bad. She was kind of foaming at the mouth. So I knew that it wasn't good. So we moved the barricade and got her into where the soundboard was. And she was young. She was 18 at best, probably. And, I had called for EMTs. Well, it takes a minute to get through the crowd because there was a ton of people there. And so I'm kind of sitting there, and she's laying in front of me, and I kind of hold her. I have her arm, and she looks up at me, and she opens her eyes, and I was like, "Hey, are you okay?" And her eyes rolled back in her head, and she passed away.
Damn.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that was tough, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, kids coming out to have a good time, and obviously there was some drugs involved or something. But I'm
Something,
like,
yeah.
just come have fun, man. What do you got to do that stuff? But so
Wow.
that's those are the two craziest things that I could think of. I'm sure there's others, but
Yeah. I
How
mean,
old
those are
were
those
you
guys that-
when you experienced that?
So this was probably, well, I've been in Florida for 20 years, so I was in my 30s probably.
Oh,
So-
really?
so,
Yeah.
Old enough to know better, but still,
Yeah.
it still sticks to, I still remember it like it was yesterday.
Right. Right.
Just because she was so young. And now that I coach young women that are that age, when they come to college, they're 18 years old, and sometimes I think, man, we're got downtime now. We know what you're going to do. We know this is college. Just
Yeah.
be freaking smart.
I
man.
know. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That is crazy.
you take a leap back to men's fast pitch. Were you there when I got hit in the face with the softball?
were you there when I got hit in the face? Remember when Frank hit me in the face? Remember Frank from?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't have any feeling right here in my cheek. But no,
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I
When
do.
you got
I do remember that. I got him in practice. We were practicing for an alpha tournament. So I don't know. Maybe you were
Oh, no.
gone at the time.
Yeah, I was already gone.
Okay.
I was already gone.
All right. I was just wondering if you remember that.
Yeah, but
We don't have
Frank
to get into it, but I do remember when Frank hit you. Yeah.
doing the infield warm up, and then when you do infield warm up, and the first baseman gets the ball, when he throw the ball to the third baseman, it's over.
Did it break anything?
Yeah,
Did it
it broke
break-
my orbital bone.
Did it?
But I had to keep playing because we didn't have enough players. We didn't have enough players, and I had a concussion. I couldn't see. I was bleeding. I'm like,
Where was that at?
at Shawnee Park.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he just threw the ball and he yelled Gerald, and I went like this, and the ball said blink.
Jeez.
It was that was good times, man.
Yep. Adon hit me like that.
Did he really?
No, not Adon. I'm sorry, Lou.
Lou.
Remember how hard Lou threw?
Yeah, Luke could be this close. And
So
throw
I
balls
was.
hard as he can.
Yeah.
We were practicing for an alpha tournament, and we're practicing. I got a base hit, so I told Lou. I said, you know what? Let's work on throwing down the second. You know. So I took off. Yeah, I stole second, and Lou throws it down to throw me out. Adon didn't cover.
Hit you in the face.
Hit me right in the fucking mouth. Broke all four. These are all new.
Do you remember the tooth he used to have?
Yeah,
the one that,
it was discolored.
Yeah, it wasn't discolored. It was.
It was one that stuck out.
Yeah.
He had that
Hey,
extra.
easy.
Would you rather
It
have
was
it
just-
discolored or stick out?
Well, anyway, I got brand new teeth for it. Yeah, broke my jaw, broke
Oh, man.
this piece up here. I had this cut. I'm surprised the scar is. I still have a scar there, but my lip was like way up in my eye. It was just
Yeah.
yeah. I went. It fractured my jaw, the bone up here, knocked four out. It was crazy. Yeah, I'm just there
Yeah.
on second, spitting blood and tasting it, and yeah, Lou comes running over, and Adon's like, "I'm sorry." Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
Yeah, and
I wanted to make sure
go
I
to-
got to play second base in
went,
alpha.
went to Bethany and stitched me all up, and it was just crazy.
Surgery?
No surgery.
No. Yeah.
Couldn't do nothing about it.
Just new teeth.
Yeah.
Just new teeth. But anyway, luckily, I knew somebody that worked for the dentist office, and it was taken care of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was all good. But anyway, you recall anything, Jose?
Wild? No.
No. So what popped to my head, and I'm sure you guys remember this, when Owen Hart,
Oh yeah.
Oh.
In Kansas City.
yeah, we're here in
Yeah.
Kemp Arena.
Kemp Arena.
We were there.
When he fell. Oh, you were there?
Yeah, we were there.
Oh wow.
It was crazy because they talk about it on Netflix. They have I don't know if you've watched the
WWF,
it's
whatever.
Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
It's great. If you
I gotta watch that.
Remember
I
we
see-
used to watch wrestling back in the day,
All
the '90s
all
wrestling.
the time.
I mean, if you watch this doc, it's good. Starts from when he started to where they're at
I think
now.
it's just called McMahon.
McMahon, yeah,
Yep.
it's
So-
so good. So they talk about that incident,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the question is, Vince, why did you?
The show go
why
on.
why did the show go on after somebody died in your ring? And he has a big explanation for it, but
Yeah, it's called money.
Money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we were there. We saw them preparing. We saw them getting ready for it, and when it happened so quick that he fell, what was it, 70 feet or
Yeah.
whatever, hit the top rope, did a flip, landed right in the corner, laid there, and they were cleaning the ring at the time. They right before that match, they had a TLC match. The
Tables,
tables,
ladders, and
Yeah.
chairs.
yeah, and trash. There was just trash everywhere. So the guy had his broom and he's sweeping everything. And then the ring announcer was standing in there at the time and just, on the side. And then this happens. The ring just shook because 250-pound guy just hit the top rope and he did a flip and shoved. And the guy that was sweeping, he slid right out. The ring announcer saw it happen and he's looking around and he's kind of like, was this part of it? What's going on? And he gets out. And then everybody's kind of like running up but it took a while. It took a little while because everybody's just trying to figure out what happened. And all I remember is Owen Hart lifting his head up, looking at his feet. He's on his back. He lifts his head up, looks at his feet, and it just lays back down. Done. I'm pretty sure he died right on the spot.
That's crazy.
Broke his neck, everything. Yeah. And they carried him out, and the show went on. But that's got to be the craziest thing.
You think about it. It's the show went on, but the other wrestlers were friends with him.
Yeah. I know.
So you have to think about that. That was in the back of their head.
I mean, and Bret Hart, his brother, wasn't in. He was at that time. He was feuding with McMahon, so he wasn't. He wasn't at home.
Well, think about football recently in the past few years when
Damar Hamlin.
Yes, and you stop the whole game. You don't continue. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. That game. They
because he virtually died on the field.
Yeah.
And that trainer saved his life.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It is crazy. Go talk about wrestling. Our head coach is a huge wrestling fan. So when we're helping him move, he's got all these boxes. What's in these boxes? And they're characters, wrestling characters.
Yeah.
We called them toys, and he got mad.
Yeah.
He gets mad.
They're
action figures.
Action figures.
Yeah.
They're not, Todd. They're toys. If you listen to this, they're toys.
Yeah. Our nephews are like that too. Where's your toys at? They're action figures. Okay,
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
I'm thinking back to that. Information just probably had to move so much slower too.
Yeah.
Who knows if they called him dead on the scene, but
Yeah.
okay, they take him to a hospital. They're not texting. They're not.
Yeah.
Information's just
That's
moving
true.
so much
Nice.
slower for everything to process.
Yeah.
Where now,
It was- It was a pay-per-view. It was one of those pay-per-views, and I remember I had somebody VHS record it for me. I have it on VHS.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't show all that.
Right.
But you got to see the interviews, because at the time they were interviewing Owen Hart. It was recorded interview, and he was talking about, that match. So there's a small screen. You can see the interview going on while he's laying in the ring. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Brutal. Yeah,
That is
that's
crazy.
one of the craziest things. Yeah.
Obviously.
And we have pictures. Sandy was in her photography time, and
Where those pictures are, I have no idea.
they're up the stairs in my drawer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. That was crazy.
yeah. All right. Gerald, it was good having you here.
Yeah,
but
man, it's
yeah,
great to be here.
I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad you brought family. This is cool. I was wondering if you were going to or not, so I'm glad you did. Before we end, real quick, 3 top spots to eat here in KC while you're in town.
Well, we
Or
hit,
if you miss.
They already hit one, right?
Joe's Kansas City.
You did hit Joe's? The one on Latha?
We went to the original one.
Oh, the gas station.
The gas station, yeah.
How long was the line?
When we got there, it was outside, but it wasn't too bad.
Oh, okay.
When we left, it was a lot longer.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna hit that up again on the way to the airport Monday. We leave in the afternoon, so we're gonna hit that one more time. And
You taking anything home? Any
well,
sauce home or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm hoping to send some. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So but we're hoping to hit that up and go a little earlier this time, so we don't wait in line.
Yeah.
But that's one thing for sure. The other Steph brought up when we were here at what was it, Italian Delight?
Oh,
Remember that place?
yes.
Gone.
It's
Is
not
it gone?
gone.
There's one out on State Avenue.
Yeah,
still,
there's
isn't it?
that one is
That
still
one's there,
family owned. Yeah.
But
The one in Mission's gone. The one
Yeah.
off of Lamar, I think, or something.
yeah, but
They
it's
moved it,
but it's moved.
with a different team. Or
It's not the
one
same.
of the family
What?
members or something. Not the full.
not the full
not the full-
squad.
yeah.
But there are some of the original members that I did see. The one that was throwing up the pizza, he's still there.
Bald guy.
Yeah.
He's
The
like
other guy.
100 because he was old when I was.
Yeah, when he was at Indian Springs.
Yeah, I do remember that. I remember
Yeah.
eating there at Indian
Yeah.
Springs. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, you can go to that. I mean, the one on, the one off of State Avenue is still out there. What is it?
78th and State.
78th
Yeah.
State?
Yeah. A
'Cause we
little
used to
bit
live
past
out by
it.
there, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that one's still there.
And then Fritz's. Remember?
Oh.
Fritz
Yeah.
Yeah.
The original.
On 18th Street.
That's probably all good, the originals, just because it's
Because there's one at Crown Center. There's
Oh, there
one
is.
here
There's
in
one here in
Shawnee.
Shawnee.
Shawnee's the one that we took in these guys to when they were little.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
And,
okay.
and Taylor's the one that brought that up because she remembers the
train, yeah.
And
delivering
you
the
got to get
food.
that experience.
Yeah, delivering the food.
So while you're experiencing the train, he's gonna pull out his Mickey Mouse ears. And
Yeah, that's right.
Let's do this.
I know we were
Heck
at
yeah.
dinner one time, and I was like, "What's that one place with the trains?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we were trying to figure out where to go. Because I said we were eating barbecue the whole entire time.
Nah, really.
Yeah.
Is there some good barbecue spots in Florida?
No,
No.
Not at all.
no.
So will you only do Joe's, or will you take him to other
No,
barbecue spots?
So yesterday we went to Joe's and we went to Gates.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
and then
Oh, yeah, Gates.
Yeah, I think we
love
might
Gates.
do like a Q39 while we're here. You know,
Mm-hmm.
slaps, but I don't want to. You know,
Slap
Slaps
over?
is crazy.
but over by your.
Yeah.
It's
Over the hood?
though.
Have you been over?
It's
Have
so
you
good.
seen it?
No,
I mean-
I heard that once the food runs out, they're done.
Yeah, but
And-
they make more. Like
Yeah.
they know that they've got business coming. I mean, there's still a cutoff.
Yeah,
Just
but
go down Central Avenue. It's totally different.
is it different, better, or do I need to?
It's all. It's little. I mean, you got all kinds of Mexican restaurants now.
in the middle of being
Oh.
gentrified.
That's what I like.
Yeah.
Middle of being gentrified.
Oh, okay.
Well,
You don't have to go to
think so?
Cancun, just
Yeah,
go to
I
Central
guess so.
Avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to do a little bit of that. You know, I want to drive around a little bit, like drive through Armourdale. You know, because,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember riding my bike across the bridge to go see Sue because I lived. When
Oh.
I
Yeah,
lived
yeah,
down
yeah.
Ruby, you know.
Go down 12th Street.
Yeah. The 12th Street Bridge and getting in trouble every time.
Yeah.
Don't go across that bridge. Okay.
Yeah. The
That's the
junkyards and
Yeah. That was just
That's
a
all the
pick and
same.
pull.
It's
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
same.
Is it
there.
really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no more Paul's.
I know that's sad.
Paul's is gone. Eaton's is gone.
I
You
remember,
remember Paul Bunyan's?
yeah.
Yeah. I brought that up over the week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. People are like, oh yeah, we forgot about
Yeah.
Paul Bunyan's. Yeah. Just right on the other. You know, there and those three were just
They're all-
triangle. You know,
yeah.
it was all there like an L.
But Paul's was easy because, you know, we were at Sue's mom's house. We just walked
Yeah.
about 2 blocks away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember that when I used to ride a chopper, a purple chopper?
Yeah.
And so I had that for the longest time, and Michael bought it from me. I sold it to Michael.
I remember.
And then Poncho, I think it was Poncho, rode it from the house to Paul's.
So I stole it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
He left it there because he had food, but I guess he forgot that he rode a bike, so he walked home. And then they're like, how'd you do this on the bike? Oh, shit. It's still at Paul's. It was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was an heirloom.
And so
Yeah.
I think,
Did you ever play basketball at the Methodist there?
Yeah.
The Methodist church?
remember the Honeycuts?
The Honeycats, man. That dude. Yeah. The
Yeah.
Honeycat. I remember him and Lou, man. We'd play football.
Remember
Every
those
once-
guys?
And then Lou, him and Lou, he always wanted to kill Lou all the time.
Did you play with us when Tootie slapped? The Honeycuts had a friend of theirs that would. Oh God, he had a nickname. It wasn't Hedgehog. It wasn't. It was a weird name.
And so what
And-
happened?
And that kid just kept running his mouth. Fucking Tootie slapped him.
Wait, Tootie Garcia?
Tootie, yes,
The most calm guy in the
yeah.
world?
And God dang it, what was his name? Because yeah, we were just playing, and I think he might have hit Tootie because Tootie was our QB, and something happened, and Tootie went up to him and just slapped him just hard, where David Honeycutt and I thought, are these guys getting ready to jump Tootie?
No, because Tootie's the same.
Yeah, because
Everybody
we were
respected him.
Yeah, and oh my God. Oh, anyway, I'm trying to think of that guy's name, but Tootie slapped so hard, like even David Honeycutt looked at him like, "Damn, he just slapped the shit out of you." He goes, "Are you serious? Did this just happen?" And oh my God, yeah,
Yeah, because Tootie was calm, man.
because we were playing right there at Call Park.
yeah,
That's when this
yeah.
happened. Remember Call?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Tootie, yeah, it was crazy. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know. That's what we try to do here. is
That's
just
awesome.
Bring up
man.
memories.
That's
man.
what it's for, right?
Yeah, bring up memories and yeah. So, all right. Well, oh, and real quick, the
3 spots in Florida?
yeah, 3 spots in Florida. Yeah, like if we were to go visit you guys, what 3 spots would you have?
So there's one spot. It's called Tibby's. It's a Cajun cafe.
Already sounds good.
And New Orleans, New Orleans kitchen.
Okay.
So what happened during Katrina? The guy that has the restaurant had a restaurant in New Orleans.
Okay.
And he came down because his sister lived in Florida during the hurricane. When he went back, the restaurant was wiped out. It was gone. So he's like, you know what? Now's a good time. I'm just going to move to Florida. So he moved to Florida to open up this restaurant.
Nice.
So it's legit. That's probably, I would definitely recommend that. And You know what? You know the bad part about Florida, man. The bad part about the Orlando area is a lot of chains because we get so many tourists.
Oh, really?
You know, yeah. So that's the bad part. So there's not a whole lot of mom and pop stuff.
Right.
There is a Mexican restaurant that we found close to our house called Santa Rosa. That's really good. It kind of reminds me of here a little bit, you know, because of this. They have lingua street tacos and stuff, you know. And when you move to Florida, you know, there's no Mexican restaurants, not good ones.
Is it more Cuban?
No, it's more Latin. It's more, you know, Venezuelan,
Okay.
Puerto Rican,
you know, which the food's phenomenal, but there's no spice. Those Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Venezuelans, they hate spice.
Really?
They don't like it at all.
Huh.
But it tastes good. You know, it's just different. A lot of black beans and rice, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a place called Cuban on the Run that's by our house.
Okay.
And they probably make the best Cuban sandwiches
A lot of
ever.
food trucks?
Okay.
The food trucks are big.
Yeah.
Down so in the Kissimmee area, down where Disney is,
Uh-huh.
just a little bit farther south is Kissimmee, Florida.
Uh-huh.
You know, and that's where there's a lot of Latin community. That's a big Latin area, and food trucks are huge there.
Okay.
But they do have food truck nights every once in a while all over the place.
Yeah.
It's always fun to go to.
That's
those.
cool.
You need to do seafood by the water too. Like
Seafood?
by the beach.
Yeah, by the
It's
beach,
different.
yeah.
It's so much better.
Yeah.
We unfortunately lost in the hurricane one of the best places that we used to love to go eat right out on the beach. The Rod River.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
The black and grouper sandwich, man, because it was all fresh. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
So her sister was dating a guy for a long time that owned a charter fishing boat. You know, and every once in a while we would go out with them and go fishing. Or if we went over there for a weekend or something, we'd just go fishing.
Yeah.
And we'd go out and we'd catch fish and we'd go back to his house and cook it. It would never hit ice. And
Wow.
Seafood hits different when it's like that.
Really?
So it's very fresh.
Yeah, seafood hits different like that.
I'm trying to remember. Can you take fish to restaurants there? Like if you were to catch it, so I don't know.
There's probably some on the coast that you could do stuff like that. Yes, there is. What's that?
Dixie Crossroads. Is it?
No, no.
I went to Clearwater, and I feel like there was something
Swordfish.
like you could rent a boat, do that whole boat experience, and then these restaurants would cook it for you.
And I'm sure
Yeah.
there is. There's a place in Bradenton in Cortez called the Swordfish Bar and Grill, and it's right on the water where a lot of these charter boats park.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So yeah, they'll come in with their fish and they'll take it right away and they'll
They
cook it.
have the Bell's Fish House right there too, where you can go
Yeah,
get
yeah.
fish that.
So yeah, seafood hits different when it's straight off the boat. You know, it doesn't. You know, like when you see fresh fish in Mission. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Freshly frozen.
Yeah. I could say I ate a lot of shrimp while we were in
I'm sure.
Cancun.
Yeah.
It was good. I didn't get sick or anything like that. So.
Yeah.
It was
Thank goodness.
Anyway.
Thank goodness.
Well,
Yeah.
Gerald, thank you for joining us,
Yeah,
man.
man.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
we've
thanks for
been,
having me.
Yeah, we've been planning this for a long time
Yeah,
now.
it was great.
I remember
man.
when I started, I was like, got to get you on somehow as soon as you come in. So
It was fun.
glad you're in town. Guys, enjoy the Chiefs game. Sure it'll be nice and cool. It won't be
Yeah,
cold.
not
but
be cold.
Yeah.
As long as we win, we win. It's a
Who
night.
who they playing?
The Chargers.
It could be a good game.
It could be a good
Yeah,
game.
you get to see Harbaugh.
Yeah.
That's cool.
You know that
Joey Bosa.
if we win, it's
Bosa.
the ninth straight division title for us. Ninth
Yeah.
straight.
Oh, yeah.
That's
That's right.
crazy. Is that a record? Or do the
I don't know.
Pats have?
They might. I'm sure they got some kind of. They have all the other records. They must have that one too.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, you guys get to see Mahomes. Yeah, you see, I got Kelsey up there. I got Mahomes behind you.
They make you put that up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
getting paid for that.
Yeah.
No, AO. Remember Anthony
Oh,
Lopez
yeah,
of the
yeah.
artist?
Oh, those
yeah.
his?
Those are
Yeah.
his. Those are his paintings. So he co-hosted with us for a little while when Marcos took a break. And,
Okay. All right.
So yeah.
Hey, good guy, man.
Yeah.
He did one of his first drawings back there. Anyway, yep. Anyway, again, thank you.
Yeah, man. Thanks for
Appreciate
having
it.
me. Appreciate
Good
it.
seeing you guys.
Yeah, you too.
Good seeing you guys too. We good, Chris, Jose?
Yep.
All right, Sam.
Adios.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching the Big Modcast. Until next week, adios.